another week to decide a division champion. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Buffalo. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. We are cognizant, as is everyone else, about the happenings in Washington, D.C. and around the world. And we remind you, CBS News will keep you updated throughout the afternoon. Now to the game at hand for the second meeting between the Bills and the New York Jets. And Phil, for the first time all season long, we may see a game where weather has a big say in what happens.
Good. We got some weather. The wind is blowing, and I think this game could be determined by how the kickers, the punters, and the quarterbacks deal with that wind. If you don't make a big mistake, it will help your team a lot.
The Jets have a playoff spot. The Bills want one. The Jets with a victory can claim the AFC East. We'll see what happens. We come back to Buffalo for the starting lineups and the opening kick right after this. Back in Buffalo, here's a look at the weather. 42 degrees, high winds today here at Ralph Wilson Stadium, and forecast scattered showers. Our man on the sideline, Armen Keteyian. Armen.
Greg, of all the primetime players in this game, nobody has a reputation of rising to the occasion more than defensive end Bruce Smith of Buffalo. These are the games I live for, he said. National television, the New York Jets, a team that he has 29.5 sacks against, the most of anybody in his career. Today, he'll be making a beeline for Vinny Testaverde, who has not been sacked in the last 3 games. Back to you.
All right, Armen, thank you. The Bills have won the toss. They have elected to receive. The Jets will be the first team to have the advantage of the wind.
Well, that's right. They'll be kicking downwind. They'll make the Buffalo Bills decide whether they want to play very conservative or take some chances and throw into the wind.
John Hall, 24 touchbacks, is second most in the AFC. And Kevin Williams from the 1. 20, falling forward to about the 26-yard line. Rob Holmberg with the tackle, and number 7, Doug Flutie, leads his team onto the field, and here is the Buffalo offense. From tackle to tackle, John Fina, Jamie Nails, the first-year man out of Florida A&M, Ziegler, Panos, and Ostrowski. In the backfield with Flutie, Antoine Smith, and Sam Gash. Eric Moulds and Andre Reed, the wide receivers, and Lonnie Johnson is the tight end. But Thurman Thomas starts the first series in the backfield for the Bills. Play action. Flutie to Johnson. Johnson eliminates the tackler and forward to about the 35-yard line, a pickup of 9 and short yardage on second down. A look at the New York Jet defense. A fine front 4 in Lyle, Ferguson, Logan, and Anthony Pleasant. Mo Lewis, Pepper Johnson, Brian Cox, the linebackers. In the secondary, Mickens starts for the injured Aaron Glenn, Henderson, Victor Green, and Otis Smith. And now Sam Gash and Antoine Smith in the backfield. It was enough for a first down, so it's a Buffalo first down at the 36. Smith. Not much there. Maybe a yard. It'll be second down.
Well, Greg, you look out there today. The wind's blowing. It's cold. You know what I like? Doug Flutie standing out there, 5'10". You know, it's not cold to him. He's used to playing in Canada, short sleeves. He does have that pouch in front of him to keep his hands warm, but kind of send a little message to his team that quarterbacks are tough, just in case you didn't know.
I have one of those pouches myself.
Yeah.
Pickup of 2 on the play makes it 2nd and 8. Thomas wrapped up and then squirms away for a couple of yards.
Herman Thomas on the second.
And a little excitement surrounding Brian Cox, who has a bit of a history here in Buffalo.
Well, he has a history just about in every state across the NFL. Brian, he's just going to let it go. Likes to use his emotions when he plays the game. I think that rubs off on his teammates, and it's one of the reasons why this Jet defense is playing so well.
Ray Mickens slow to get off the ground as you take a look at Wade Phillips in a very successful first season as the Bills head coach.
You know, getting ready for this game, Wade Phillips today wearing that big jacket, trying to stay warm.
On 3rd and 5, Flutie working with 4 wide receivers. territory close to the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a matchup you're going to see a lot today. Otis Smith against Eric Moulds, the best corner the Jets have on the field, against the best wide receiver, the Buffalo Bills. And a good job by Eric Moulds. He faked the quick slant. He froze Otis Smith just for a second, and Doug Flutie into the wind. Well, there's no question about his arm strength. He can throw it down the field into the wind with accuracy.
Eric Moulds, #1 in the AFC in yards receiving coming into this game. And now 5 wide receivers on first down from the Jet 31. Flutie, quick slant over the middle is complete inside the 25 to Quinn Early.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, they love this 5 wide receiver set, especially on first down. It catches the defense off guard. Of course, on first down, the defense, they got the regular people out there. They're expecting run, so it's a really good changeup by the Bills offense.
The orange stripe you see across the field is the CBS first down line. That's how far the Bills have to go for a first down here on 2nd and 2. Smith. Enough for the first down. Loose football, perhaps. The Jets say they have it. And they do.
It looked like Brian Cox is the one that got in there, made the hit, and stripped the ball loose.
Brian Cox, the AFC Defensive Player of the Week against Miami. 7 tackles, a sack, 1 pass defense, 3 quarterback pressures, and forces the first turnover of the game here today. Ball at their own 21-yard line, and Vinny Testaverde calling the signal. Over the middle, Keyshawn Johnson across the 35-yard line, and enough for a first down. Let's go back to the first fumble the Bills have lost in 3 games.
Brian Cox, number 51. They stopped the forward momentum of the runner. Then he rips it out. Bill Parcells says of Brian Cox, he is my most explosive hitter. He's making a lot of big plays for this Jet defense this year.
Brian Cox was a guy Bill Parcells had hoped to just have plug in the gaps this season. He's turned into an outstanding performer on defense for him. Kyle Brady and Fred Baxter on a double tight end setup for the Jets. Martin cuts it back inside and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at the New York Jet offense. Elliott, Berger, Mawai, O'Dwyer, and Jason Fabini, the rookie out of Cincinnati. Curtis Martin and Richie Anderson for the injured Keith Byers. Keyshawn Johnson and Wayne Corbett, the wideouts, and Kyle Brady, the starting tight end. And there's Bill Parcells. The Jets can win their first ever AFC East crown with a win here today. Penalty marker. Testaverde throws and out of bounds. His intended receiver, Dedrick Ward.
Dedrick Ward turned up the field before the snap of the ball. And the bad thing is he did it right in front of the official, so you can't get away with it.
Jerry Austin, our referee.
Illegal motion. Number 89 of the offense going toward the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So they decline the penalty. It'll be 3rd and 10. And there is defensive coordinator Ted Cottrell. And here's his defense on the field today. Up front, Phil Hansen, Ted Washington, Bruce Smith. The linebackers, Goodwin, Rogers, Holisek, Cowart, and Gabe Northern. In the secondary, Ken Irvin, Kurt Schultz, Henry Jones, and Donovan Greer starts for injured Thomas Smith. Dave Meggett, number 22, makes his first appearance for the Jets. Testaverde going to run with it. First down, midfield, slides down at about the 48-yard line.
Well, this is something Bill Parcells said he talked to Vinny Testaverde about in training camp. He goes, Vinny, when you drop back and nobody's open, you're not a scrambler. Don't run around thinking you're going to buy time and then throw the football down the field. Once you pull it down, keep it down and run, and he's picked up some valuable first downs for the New York Jets.
And when we talked to Vinny Testaverde last night, he talked about not only his own self-confidence, but the confidence in his teammates in the decision-making process.
Well, he's done a lot of good things. I mean, I think a lot of people across America now have confidence that Vinny Testaverde is a solid NFL quarterback.
The pitch for Curtis Martin, and he'll lose yardage on this one. Phil Hansen, number 90, stacking that one up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the New York Jets, they come into this game to win it. They say, we got to throw it. But you got to keep the defense honest. And the Buffalo Bills, a little blitz on first down. Just look at all the defenders in the backfield. Past the line of scrimmage, nowhere for Curtis Martin to run.
Loss of 1 on the play. It's 2nd and 11. The ball at midfield. And once again, Meggett makes an appearance in the backfield for the Jets. He's number 22. Meggett, big hole up the middle to the 40, the 35, and close to the 30-yard line, and that's a first down for the Jets. 19 yards. Dave Meggett, the ex-New York Giant, the ex-New England Patriot. Bill Parcells said, I called him and said, can you go for me? And Dave Meggett said, I'm there.
He called him. He says, Coach, if you need me, I'm ready. And look at him. He comes in the game. I really didn't expect to see him carry the football today. A couple days of practice. Hasn't been in camp all year long. And you know what? He looked really quick running the football right there. So his a foot injury, which held him out at the beginning of the year, looks like it's healed and he's fresh.
Dave Meggett, rehabbing from a broken foot, has been away from the game for 10 months. End around. Keyshawn Johnson. Blockers in front of him. 25, 20, 10, and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Jets.
Wow, that was an impressive play. The New York Jets, always part of their offense for many years. And Bill Parcells, wherever he goes, you've got to look for reverses. And watch Keyshawn Johnson. Here he comes around. And look at the smart job of the offensive lineman. Kevin Mawai, number 68, he says there's nobody behind. He goes forward, gets Ken Irvin out of the way, the defensive back, and lets Keyshawn Johnson pick up some extra yards.
Sam Coward pushed him out of bounds. 1st and goal for the Jets at the 7. Testaverde to throw. Time over the middle. Touchdown, Quebec.
Boy, Vinny Testaverde hanging in the pocket. Every time he has dropped back to pass today, he has been under pressure. That play took a little longer than it usually does. And watch Testaverde. He gets back in there. He should be throwing it now. He holds on to it. Bruce Smith makes the hit. But a perfect throw into tight coverage in the end zone to Wayne Corbett.
Corbett's 8th touchdown of the season. John Hall, 39 of 40, and point after now make it 40 of 41. And 6:47 to play in the first quarter. The Jets have jumped on top by 7.
Will she say?
Welcome back to Buffalo. The New York Jets go 79 yards in 8 plays, and Wayne Corbett with his 8th touchdown of the season.
The Jets showed him a little bit of everything. Passing the ball, play action, a reverse, a draw play.
Hall's kick, Kevin Williams from the 2. The 20. Outside and out of bounds, short of the 30-yard line. Chris Hayes pushed him out. The Buffalo Bills have had only 3 points scored on them in the first quarter over their last 5 games until this TD pass.
This is a message for Tom Keene, card member since '91. Last year, you visited all the high churches of golf. You equipped yourself with the finest gear money can buy. And you shot 145 every time you went out. Fortunately, by paying for all this with your American Express card, you earned enough membership rewards points to get some lessons. Yet another reason to do more.
Martial Law, Sammo Hung, and Arsenio Hall go undercover as convicts. Check out all the action on an all-new episode of the show everyone is talking about, Martial Law, tonight on CBS. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, and our ace CBS Sports crew back at Ralph Wilson Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Bills at their own 30-yard line. And Flutie to throw. This side, incomplete, bouncing it to the intended receiver, Andre Reed, who is playing in his 223rd career game with Buffalo, and he becomes the Bills' all-time leader and was honored just before kickoff today.
You know, that's pretty impressive. A wide receiver. Usually, you know, you get late in your career, speed, there's something, you take too many hits over the middle. Andre Reed's been a tough guy, caught all those passes over, taking those big hits, and has done it for a long time.
Thurman Thomas in the backfield. And gets the handoff. And not much there, maybe a yard for Thomas on the play. We remind you, as a penalty flag falls, that all the events happening in Washington, D.C. and around the world, CBS News will keep you updated throughout our coverage of the National Football League here this afternoon.
Well, the New York Jets were extremely lucky it wasn't a passing play, because they couldn't even get the defense set. They had nobody back. Someone on the offense moving for the Buffalo Bills.
Illegal formation on the offense. Both wide receivers were off the line of scrimmage, leaving 60 uncovered. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Well, Joe Pendry would like to know just what went wrong there.
Well, that means your tight end and your wide receiver were both off the line of scrimmage. You have to cover the tackle on each side of the offense. Buffalo didn't do it.
3rd and 9. The CBS first down line shows you how far the Bills have to go for a first down. Moody completes his pass to Moles. Moles has a first down, midfield, 45, down to about the 43-yard line. 25 yards for Moles, named this week to his first Pro Bowl.
Well, really some good things on that play. The New York Jets sent both safeties up the middle, and the Buffalo Bills pick them both up, and then Eric Moles does a good job of getting open and then shaking the tackle to get those extra yards.
We have a penalty marker down at about the 45-yard line. I thought we might have a blocking in the back called. Jerry Austin discussing it with his crew.
Personal foul.
Personal foul, taunting, number 80, throwing the ball at a player, 15 yards.
Oh, that's the receiver, Eric Moles.
Caught the ball, shook the tackle, and I guess he got up and felt good about what he had done and spiked the ball on whoever tackled him. And
it's Corwin Brown. It's feeling a little too good.
Well, let's watch Eric Moles. A couple good plays by him so far today. Corwin Brown's the defender that tackled him. He threw the ball and hit him in the helmet. Good call by the officials.
So the Bills have a first down, but the ball is back at their own 43-yard line as you see Bill Belichick of the Jets looking on. Antoine Smith across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line and about a 4-yard pickup. This is what the Bills really want to do today first and foremost.
Well, I think we heard it, Greg, talking to the Buffalo Bills yesterday and the coaches. The last time these two teams played, the New York Jets won the battle, and the Bills thought they just didn't stick with the running game enough. They want this game to be physical, tough, hard-hitting. They think that's the best way, gives them the best chance to win the game that way.
Thurman Thomas, the lone back behind. Now Thurman Thomas flanked as a wide receiver. Flutie, the only man in the backfield. Quick pass, incomplete, intended for Andre Reed. This wide set by the Buffalo Bills came about from the first time these teams met.
Well, a couple weeks ago, they played each other. Buffalo's getting ready for the Jets offense, which had 5 wide receivers. And Wade Phillips said it took us so much time and so much preparation getting ready for that we messed up some of the simple things. So he goes to his coach, his offensive coordinator, Joe Pendry, after the game was over. He says, Joe, let's put some of that stuff in and make the other teams worry about what we're doing. So the Bills have done it, and it's been very successful.
They look at a 3rd and 6 now from their 47. They need to get to the 47-yard line of the New York Jets for a first down. Flutie, sideline, complete, out of bounds, very close to a first down. Kevin Williams, the receiver, and the Bills look like they're upset with the spot.
Well, it was a good spot on the sideline by the official. He caught the ball, he was moving backwards, and he ran out of bounds. Let's see if you can tell. You be the official at home, and you tell me if you think the mark is good. As we have 25 officials on the field right now. Watch on the sideline.
Pass receiver was not contacted. Therefore, where he goes out of bounds, that's where the ball is.
He definitely went behind, yes. Because contact did not force him backward. That means Kevin Williams, where he goes out of bounds, is where the ball should be spotted.
And so on 4th and 1, Chris Moore comes in to kick it away, and Dave Niggin will be back to receive his first punt as a member of the Jets. The NFL's career leader in punt returns and in punt return yardage. Bounces at the 5 and bounces out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Chris Moore delivers the best blow struck yet by the Buffalo Bills today.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Interstate Batteries, the official battery of the family car, and by Circuit City, low prices all over the store.
Back in Buffalo, things happening in Washington, D.C. And to bring you up to date on that, let's check in with CBS News. And with a report on all that's going on, here's Dan Rather. Dan?
Greg, in a key vote for all intents and purposes, the Democrats' effort in the House to have censure considered rather than impeachment has failed. The next event will be a symbolic walkout by the Democrats, and then at some point they'll come back in and we will have the impeachment vote. That's what's happening at the moment. Now back to you, Greg, and the Jets building.
Getting the instructions from the sideline. Back in Buffalo, 2nd and 10 from the 1-yard line for the Jets. Curtis Martin, not much there at all, just barely out of the end zone. Ted Washington, number 92. That's a big plug in the middle of the line.
Well, that might be the biggest understatement you'll ever say, saying Ted Washington is big. He is huge, and even Coach Bill Parcells said there's not much you can do when you're playing against Ted Washington. Just try to stay there. Number 92, Kevin Mawae, one of the biggest centers in the National Football League. It's hard to get a standoff against Ted Washington because he's about 360 pounds, and that's being conservative.
Very clear there. Ted Washington just controlled Mawae and then moved him aside when he saw Martin. 3rd and 10. Out of the end zone, Martin to the 5 and out to about the 9-yard line. That'll be a couple of yards short of a first down.
Well, that's about all the New York Jets could do in that situation. In this stadium, and I had a chance to play here a couple times, when you're backed up, you have no chance of communicating with the offensive players, so you got to keep the play simple, and you can't take a chance. If Vinny Testaverde drops back to throw it, he's going to be under pressure, has to take a chance throwing the ball down the field.
Now Kevin Williams is deep. You see his numbers on the season. Has a 73-yard return to his credit. That happened last week to set up a touchdown. And it bounces back toward the Jets' goal and now forward again. Only the 40-yard line. A 31-yard punt by John Kidd. Bill Parcells says it's not the best news I've seen all day.
So close.
Fast. The Remington Microscreen 3 gives you 3 things no other shaver can. Our most powerful motor, 150 cut.
It's in the 40s down on the field, but up there it has to be frigid. We'll probably find him around the spring thaw.
That's right. And you can tell the wind changing directions. It's right to left and left to right, and you can tell that by the flag.
First down, Bills at the Jets' 40-yard line. Excellent field position for Buffalo. Flutie over the middle, Antoine Smith for a pickup of about 4. Smith coming into this game with 1,000 yards rushing on the nose. Clock continues to move toward 2.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
The Jets have changed up. They usually come out with 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. They have 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. What they're doing, getting more speed on the field, so when Doug Flutie drops back to pass, they can run him down and keep him in the pocket easier.
Second and 5. Thurman Thomas tries to dip outside and can't get there. Number 53, Chad Cascadden with the stop. Another CBS News update. Once again, Dan Rather. Dan.
Greg, the Democrats have lost their move to get censure. The vote on impeachment is now beginning in the House of Representatives, a 15-minute vote on the first article. That's the article of perjury. The Democrats have walked out. They are expected to walk back in and cast their votes eventually, but as a symbolic move, they have walked out. These pictures live from Capitol Hill as they walk out. But the vote on impeachment is beginning. Whether the Democrats return or not, it will proceed on the first of 4 articles of impeachment for the president. We'll keep you posted. Now back to Greg and the Jets-Bills game.
Back in Buffalo, Flutie's 3rd down pass intended for Quinn Early fell incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 5, and the Bills are going to go for it.
Well, they are. This is a good spot of the field to go for it. 4th and 5 on the 35-yard line. No use punting it. You only pick up a few yards. Too far for a field goal. The Jets, the one thing I think they do defensively as good as anybody in the National Football League, they defend the short pass.
Flutie on a drop back. Throws incomplete, intended for Eric Moulds, and the ball will go over to the Jets.
Dwayne Gordon, the linebacker, in perfect spot, doesn't get influenced by a receiver running up the field. That time the Jets, they all hold their ground. As you look down the field, there he is. Watch Dwayne Gordon. He sees the receiver spot up. Once the receiver spots up or he comes in your area, you look him up, and then you try to defend the pass.
What happens to a quarterback's thinking when he's throwing into the wind, even on short passes? Do you try to overdo it a little bit sometimes?
Well, that's usually the case for quarterbacks who don't have enough arm. But Doug Flutie, very impressive throwing the football into the wind. He is just rearing back and letting it go with complete confidence.
Testaverde operating out of much more comfortable field position now. Curtis Martin, left side, not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bruce Smith tracked him down.
Well, that's what's impressive. Bruce Smith, one of the greatest pass rushers the National Football League has ever seen. Here he is, number 78. Comes down the line of scrimmage and boom, makes that hit along with Donovan Greer, the corner. And, you know, usually you do one thing well, but to do both of them well is extremely rare.
Bruce Smith named to his 11th Pro Bowl this week, playing in his 200th regular season game today. Testaverde, time, down the field, Quebec incomplete. Testaverde had him.
Oh, did he have him ever? I mean, I couldn't. As soon as Wayne Corbett left the line of scrimmage, it could have been a touchdown. Vinny Testaverde, let's take ball coming down the field. Wayne Corbett's wide open, but he throws it to the outside shoulder instead of the inside shoulder.
3rd and 11. This side, incomplete, intended for Keyshawn Johnson.
See, I think the wind, I don't know which way it's blowing because it looks like Vinny Testaverde is I thought he was downwind, but it looks like he is struggling to control the football as he throws it down the field.
John Kidd hoping to get a better kick away than he did last time. Not much better. Bounces back again. This time it's down before it bounces back to the 40. 27-yard punt. I want to remind you, Monday on CBS. Ever wonder how bad a blind date can be? Watch this one and be glad it isn't you. See the show that critics call the near-perfect synthesis of Seinfeld and Raymond, King of Queens, Monday on CBS. I know you agree with me. You just love the way that Kevin James can dance, don't you?
Yes, I do. You know, I like to see that stuff just shake all over the floor and wiggle. But yeah, hey, Greg, the last punt by John Kidd. Quarterbacks and kickers and punters, especially when you play in the Northeast, you've got to show you're weatherproof and able to perform under tough conditions. John Kidd has struggled with his first two punts.
On first down from the 39, Antoine Smith tries the right side, gets a couple as he bursts across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. And as the clock continues to move, we may have seen the last play of the first quarter. We have, as Doug Flutie walks slowly toward the sideline.
Fast-paced first quarter, both teams being aggressive. Kind of surprising. I thought we'd see kind of a slow-down game, take no chances, but that's not the way they're playing.
We've played one quarter here at Ralph Wilson Stadium. The Jets on a Testaverde to Chrebet touchdown. Lead at 7-0. Back to Buffalo for the second quarter right after this.
End zone celebrations.
Birdie!
That's nice.
Looking good, Terrell. No! I ain't this! Just fine. Less is more.
But hey, when the result's a game this real, it's worth the trouble.
Stop that, please.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
PlayStation.
50,000 people are
back in Buffalo. We're set for another CBS News update. Once again, Dan Rather. Dan?
Craig, for the first time this century, for only the second time in the history of the United States of America, a president of the United States is being impeached. It is happening now. It is happening in an atmosphere of partisan rancor in the House chamber. The vote is underway. There's no longer any doubt whatsoever that the president of the United States will be impeached. This particular vote is on the first article of 4 articles of impeachment. Now, as this vote started, the Democrats symbolically walked out en masse, appeared on the steps of the Capitol under a gray Washington sky to denounce what was happening inside as they see it, as, quote, strictly partisan, several speakers called it. Now, the Democrats, having made this symbolic walkout, are walking back in to cast their votes. However, it is clear that this first article of impeachment will pass. So far, 3 Democrats have crossed the party line to vote yes. 3 Republicans have crossed the party line to vote no. But the vote is very much along party lines. So at least 1 article of impeachment is in the process of being passed. There'll be 3 others voted on as we go through the afternoon. The case will now go to the Senate, where a Senate trial is expected. We go to Bob Schieffer on Capitol Hill. Bob?
Well, Dan, this first article on perjury is that the president perjured himself before the grand jury. The next article they'll vote on will claim that he perjured himself in the deposition he gave in the Paula Jones trial. The third one will claim that he obstructed justice by coaching his secretary Betty Currie and Monica Lewinsky on testimony they gave to the grand jury. And then the fourth will claim that he perjured himself in the 81 questions, the answers he gave to 81 questions that had been posed to him by the Judiciary Committee. But you're right, these articles are passing. The first one will pass shortly. It will all go to the Senate. The information we have is it will be handed over to the Senate on January 6th. At that time, the president's lawyers will be told they have 30 days to prepare for a trial.
And no American should be mistaken. Like it or not, feel that it's justified or not, the presidency of Bill Clinton is now in jeopardy. There's no other way, by any objective analysis, to conclude about what is happening this day. It will move to the Senate. It's now assured. That's the history of this moment, that at least 1 impeachment article will pass. The expectation is another 3 will pass. It will go on to the Senate. A trial will be scheduled in the Senate. Pressure is growing on President Clinton to at least consider resignation. That pressure coming mostly from Republicans, but from some others to consider resignation. The Republicans' new Speaker of the House designate, Bob Livingston, resigned today in yet another stunning Washington development. He urged President Clinton to resign and challenged President Clinton to follow his, Bob Livingston's, example by resigning. But the White House has responded, in effect, no way, this president is not resigning. If the case goes to the Senate, as it now appears that it will, so be it. But the president intends at this moment to fight it all the way. 4 Democrats have now crossed over the line. The expectation was as many as 5 would cross the line. We'll have to see as the final vote comes in. But, bulletin of the moment, President Clinton is in the process of being impeached. The case will go to the Senate. We go to Scott Pelley at the White House.
Dan, there's a great deal of concern here at the White House, as you might imagine, about the trial in the Senate. This hasn't happened in 130 years, and frankly, the president's defenders do not know exactly what to expect. The president has reached out to some friends in the Senate over the last several days, Senator Kennedy and Senator Daschle, to talk to them about the mood of the Senate and try to learn something about how all of this will proceed. The president has also asked the former senator from Maine, Mr. Mitchell, to come on board, if you will, and join in the president's defense team to lead the president's defense in the Senate. Mitchell's thinking it over. Dan?
President Clinton's administration and their effort to fight off impeachment is now inside the 2-minute warning. It's down to 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining for the vote. No elected president of the United States has ever been impeached. Andrew Johnson, the only other president to be impeached, ascended to the presidency. He was promoted to the presidency from the vice presidency in the wake of Abraham Lincoln's assassination. No elected president before this has been impeached, but Bill Clinton is in the process of being impeached now, and the case will move on to the Senate. We'll keep you posted as the afternoon goes along. Right now, back to Greg Gumbel and the Jets-Bills football game.
Buffalo, New York, clock moving. Under 13 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Buffalo Bills, 3 straight incomplete passes have kicked to the Jets, and with the help of the penalty on Marcellus Wiley, giving them a first down, have moved the ball now to their own 34, where they look at 2nd and 7. Testaverde almost intercepted. Donovan Greer had it timed right, just didn't hold on.
Boy, excellent job by Donovan Greer. What he did, he saw Vinny Testaverde make the play action fake, but Testaverde set up so quick, he says this has got to be a short throw, and he looks at the receiver, drives on the football. But Vinny Testaverde saw him break. He tried to throw it to the outside. That maybe was just enough to keep Donovan Greer from intercepting the pass and running for a touchdown.
Dave Meggett into the game as a wide receiver for the Jets. 3rd and 7. And a timeout called before the ball was snapped by the Bills. Looked like number 58, Marlo Perry, waving frantically for a timeout, and got it called just before the snap of the ball. Stops the clock with 12:33 to play here in the first half.
Dan, you look good. Lost weight?
Cut the act, Phil. I need to tell management what's happening with our website.
Okay.
In terms they can understand.
Here's Marlo Perry. Here's Keyshawn Johnson. He's matched up against him. Dave Meggett splits out wide with the defensive back, and Marlo Perry says, hey, I can't cover Keyshawn Johnson. Something is wrong with this. Does a good job, calls the timeout.
3rd and 7 for the Jets. Testaverde throwing, incomplete. And a marker is down. Bruce Smith may have jumped before the snap of the ball.
Offsides, number 78, 5 yards. Repeat, 3rd down.
Well, Bruce Smith, 78, he doesn't need a lot of help. He can get there without cheating, but he's looking for every edge he can get. He watches that center, the hands of the quarterback, and if he sees anybody even flinch, he's gone.
As a Bruce Smith, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but not that much.
Yeah, that's right. And hey, he's made a living, and I'll give him a lot of credit, and these Bills fans, They know when to get loud because they know it's helping one of the best pass rushers in history of football.
3rd and 2. Pitch it to Meggett. Meggett isn't going to reach the first down.
Well, the Jets got the good call on. They probably have the perfect defense for it to catch the Bills defense off guard, but just too much penetration. Bruce Smith, Jumbo Elliott, number 76, just has too far to run to get back in space to make that block for Dave Meggett.
So Kidd, who is averaging 28.5 yards a punt here this afternoon, will kick it away to Kevin Williams. This one isn't a bargain either. Bounces at the 30. Having pushed it forward was number 30, Chris Hayes. 41-yard punt when all is said and done. And it stops the clock with 11:40 to play here in the first half. Pretty, Phil.
Yes, it is, Greg.
Slowly I turn, step by step. Once again, time for a CBS News update. And once again, let's check in with Dan Rather. Dan?
In the House chamber, they're now voting on the second article of impeachment, perjury in the Paula Jones case. President Clinton has been impeached. The final vote on the first vote of article of impeachment was 228 Republicans, 206 Democrats. It was along strict party lines. 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans crossed over. But now they're beginning to vote on the second article of impeachment. The only question is whether President Clinton is going to be impeached on more than one article of impeachment. The case will move to the Senate. We return now to Greg Gumbel and the Jets-Bills game.
35 pounds. He and Antoine Smith share the backfield on 2nd and 1. And Smith straight ahead. 5-yard pickup on a Buffalo first down.
Well, you could watch that run right there, and I think Pepper Johnson, who we talked to last night, linebacker for the New York Jets, he says, hey, this Antoine Smith, all he is just a battering ram. I mean, he's just coming in, lowers his head, and when in doubt, he'll just try to run you over.
He says Antoine Smith, he believes, has been taken to school by Thurman Thomas to the school of cutback.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's added that a little bit to his repertoire. Smith and Jonathan Linton now in the backfield. This is Linton in motion to the near side of the field. Smith, right side, out to the 38-yard line, maybe 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, the Bills were hoping to come in this game, make it real physical, which it is, but they wanted to run this football and control the game that way, but they have struggled with the running game. Can't find the holes. The Jets, 4 linebackers, more speed. They're just taking away all the running lanes.
Antoine Smith, 20 yards today, gives him 1,020 on the season. Quick drop by Flutie, throws incomplete, intended for Andre Reed on the near side of the field.
Now that is a play that the Buffalo Bills have run against everybody, and it's where that time Andre Reed was matched up with Ray Mickens, tight coverage. The receiver runs down the field, they stop, and Flutie hits him. But I said earlier in the game, the Jets, I think their defensive backs, as good as anybody in this league, cover the short passes. They don't get fooled. They take some chances. So that tells me when you go deep, you got a chance every once in a while to make a big play.
3rd and 6 for the Bills, and Flutie from the shotgun. Steps up over the middle. Great diving catch at the 40-yard line by Kevin Williams for a first down.
Well, that's what you need. Sometimes to get it going on offense, you need somebody just to make a play. But look at the linebackers and a defensive lineman spying Doug Flutie. He steps up and makes a really good throw and a great catch. Watch the hit Doug Flutie takes. Well, that's a love tag.
Number 98, Anthony Pleasant, about a half second too late. Orange line across your screen, the CBS first down marker. How far the Bills have to go for a first down. Flutie, deep drop this time. Will escape. 35, 30, and out of bounds. 9-yard pickup It'll be 2nd and short for the Bills.
You know, what I like there, you notice when Doug Flutie runs, I mean, he's 5'10". Now watch this. Before that, I like how he gets down and like lowers himself even more. Like maybe they won't see me. Doug, sometimes they don't when you talk to these defenders. But really what's amazing about him, the way he moves around, the way he buys time and all that, he's not big. We've seen that. We meet him in person. But he never takes big hits. What we asked him last night, how many big hits have you taken this year? He says, well, I took 2.
Took 1 in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
On 2nd and short, Antoine Smith straight ahead looking for first down yardage.
Antoine Smith from the handoff.
I mean, most quarterbacks take about 5 good ones a game. He's taken 2 all year. So being elusive, being smaller than most NFL quarterbacks, all those things help him out.
You see the drive as the Bills look to tie the game. We talked with Ernie Logan, the defensive tackle for the Jets last night. He said, do you have trouble sometimes finding Flutie in the backfield? He goes, oh, absolutely.
Well, Ernie Logan, good defensive lineman, number 93. He's not the tallest defensive lineman in the league, so he's got to look over 6'6" offensive guards and tackles.
On 3rd and 1, play action. Flutie has a man open and overthrows him. Eric Moles was wide open across the field.
Well, the reason why, Greg, they went for the home run, the touchdown, is because they know they're going to go for it on 4th down. No, here's Andre Reed up across the field, but look at the safeties of the Jets. They're coming up to stop the run, and Eric Moles comes across the field against Ray Mickens, and if Doug Flutie's on the mark, it's an easy touchdown.
4th and 1 from the 29. Sam Gash ahead of Antoine Smith in the backfield. Smith, first down to the 25-yard line.
Well, that's why they went for the home run to play before. But sometimes when you get in these situations, it's not because you have faith in your runner. It's because you know you got the guy up front, Sam Gash, who is going to open some type of hole. And, man, that's a good lick by the lead fullback against Dwayne Gordon. Opens the hole up for a strong runner to come in behind it.
Sam Gash named to his first Pro Bowl. We asked him yesterday if he was surprised. Oh, yeah.
Yes. You know, usually in this league, you don't get rewarded for the dirty work that you do. But nowadays, the players and the coaches, they're better at recognizing what's important.
Flutie over the middle and incomplete. Jay Remersma, the tight end, his intended receiver, but he was in a crowd.
Now, one thing Doug Flutie will do that all the coaches that play against the Bills, they see, he will take some chances down the middle of the field. And this time, Jay Remersma, number 85, going down. Look at the people coming towards him, and he knows, got away with one that time. That's where the Jets really want to force him to throw the football down the field, in the middle, because he takes chances, and every once in a while the ball stays up in the air a little too long for him.
Flutie, quick drop, rolling right, flips it out, complete, Thurman Thomas. Thomas to the 10, 5, touchdown. Talk about making things happen. It will not be the most picturesque pass of Doug Flutie's career.
Really incredible. That's all I can say. Just the innate sense to know and win and somehow make a play when nothing is there.
The extra point is good.
I mean, Doug Flutie under pressure. It's a screenplay. It looks like it's not going to happen. Watch the pressure he's under. Watch Thurman Thomas. He sneaks up in there. Oh, man, it just, that is something. Just flips it up in the air.
So with 6:39 to play, we are tied at 7. Let's once again check in with CBS News. Here's Dan Rather. Dan.
Greg, the second article of impeachment against President Clinton is going down to defeat in the House of Representatives. Article 1, perjury before the grand jury, passed. This president has been impeached by the Congress. Article 2 is going down to defeat At least 218 votes have been cast against it, and that means that particular article is doomed. There's still 2 more to go. But 1 article of impeachment has passed. The case will go on to the Senate. We'll keep everybody posted as time goes along. Now back to you, Greg, in the game.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Thurman Thomas, 25-yard touchdown catch. And Thomas has become the number 4 man in Buffalo history in receiving yardage. He passes Jerry Butler. Think of all the terrific receivers in Buffalo history. Thurman Thomas ranks number 4.
Well, here we are. What have we done so far today? Andre Reed, we've talked about him over a long period of time, how great he's been. Thurman Thomas, same thing. You throw in Bruce Smith, I think it kind of answers your question why this Buffalo Bills team has been a contender for so many times.
6 minutes, 39 seconds to play. Dave Meggett and Kevin Williams are deep for the Jets. And the wind has blown the ball off the tee.
Yeah, but it's died down. That kind of disappoints me a little. The wind in pregame warm-ups was blown as hard as I've seen it in years in any stadium, but
and you were delighted.
Well, it's fun to watch that sometimes.
Bouncing ball picked up by Williams. 15, 20, 25, 30. Out to about the 33-yard line. Eric Smedley with the tackle. Thurman Thomas, 34, with the touchdown that ties the game.
You're nursing your injuries. I have never seen such a group of cream puffs in my life. This is football. I need guys that can play.
Man, I thought he'd never leave.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Hot dog, anyone?
An American soldier stands accused on foreign soil.
You raped this girl? No, sir.
Based on actual events.
The United States Navy was on trial here.
JAG, CBS Tuesday.
I want to remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll be sending you to our New York studio for the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. Jim Nantz, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, Mike Lombardi getting you caught up on all the NFL news. And CBS News will be there to update you as well on anything happening in Washington coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. Vinny Testaverde to throw on first down, has his tight end out on the far side, and that's Kyle Brady. Pickup of about 6 on the play.
One thing I've noticed about this Buffalo Bills defense so far today, they're not really paying a lot of attention to the running game of the New York Jets. The defensive ends, Bruce Smith, Phil Hansen, every play, they're rushing the passer. They're going to make the Jets run the ball and have success with it before they honor it. And I know the Jets, it says they got 74 yards rushing, but a lot of that came on a reverse by Keyshawn Johnson and then a draw by Dave Meggett.
Testaverde this side. Corbett juggling and complete. What a grab by Wayne Corbett, 12-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, I'm not going to try to describe words. It tells you about that catch. You just watch it. It's going to be an interception. Ken Irvin, number 27, comes off this guy, and he's making it like it's going to come right to him. Look at him. No, it's Donovan Greer, but Wayne Corbett gets his right hand on it, just touches it, gets it up in the air, and then gets his feet down for a first down.
In his 4th year out of Hofstra. First down, Jets 49-yard line. The pitch to Martin. Martin cuts it back and falls across the 45 to about the 44-yard line.
Well, that's one thing the New York Jets are doing this year. Bill Parcells said last night to us, he goes, the sweep was out of pro football years ago. Nobody could do it, but they have found a different way of doing it. And he says all of a sudden, it's become a big part of our offense. In fact, I think it's the best thing they do in the running game. It's pitching the ball to Curtis Martin and letting him go outside or cut it back inside.
You see how far the Jets have to go. The orange stripe, CBS first down. The pitch to Martin. Going to come back this way. Gets a block from Elliott, but can't get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 2 on the play. That is the play, you're right, that Bill Parcells says he likes. He's always liked, he said, he always felt you have to run off tackle in the NFL. He says, but we don't run off tackle as well as we run on a pitch out.
Well, they run on the pitch out, but this time, again, just too much penetration. And Bruce Smith came across the field from the right side of the Jets left all the way to the right side of the Jets offense to stop Curtis Martin and make him reverse field.
Clock continues to run as we come up on 4 minutes to play, and the Buffalo crowd to its feet on 3rd and 7. On the draw, and Meggett gets nowhere.
Well, the Jets trying to catch the Bills off guard, and the Bills are just not going for it. A blitz on the outside. Here comes Kurt Schultz. Dave Meggett, they got the play to work. But the blocking by the Jets downfield just not good enough.
Kevin Williams of the Bills deep. Kidd bounces at the 11. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and down to the half-foot line. Chris Hayes was there. 45-yard punt. Kidd's first decent one of the day. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Well, in the first quarter, the New York Jets were in this exact same position. First down from their own 1-yard line, and now the Bills face it with 3:21 to play here in the first half in a tie game at 7. Time of possession is just about dead even. Flutie going to throw. Near side, incomplete, and he has been off the mark on that all day long. Stops the clock with 3:18 to play. Tough football game down there. Here's Armen Keteyian. Armen.
Exactly right. You know, and all the talk that we had with the players yesterday, talk would not be a game for the faint of heart. I can tell you, I've been on these sidelines now for 15 weeks. This is the most football game I've seen all year, the hardest hitting game. Back to you.
Well, it's a good thing we got the toughest sideline reporter in football down there, right, Greg?
You betcha.
They come his way, he'll get involved.
On second down, straight ahead, big hole for Antoine Smith, and he has first down yardage.
Well, Antoine Smith, when you're on the 1-yard line coming out, the defense, hey, they're expecting a running play, especially after the Buffalo Bills threw it on first down. Watch Sam Gash to fullback, leading the way, and just gets the defender. What happens is the defender doesn't take him on. I can't tell who it is. It's Dwayne Gordon. You've got to stand up in the hole and let him hit you. If you choose a side, he drives you down, creates a hole for the runner.
First down, Buffalo, now from their own 11. Flutie, play action. Throws far side, complete. Andre Reed with enough for another first down. Flutie had completed his first 3 passes of the game, missed on 8 of his last 11 before connecting with Reed.
Well, you know, Greg, he's being very careful with the football, which I like in these conditions, and what the game means to both teams. But the one thing he is doing, he's picking his spots, and he is letting it go, throwing the ball with great velocity and being smart with it. And I think throwing the ball a lot better than Vinny Testaverde so far in the first half.
Before we get another playoff, we have reached the 2-minute warning in the first half here at Ralph Wilson Stadium. The Bills looking for a playoff berth. The Jets looking for an AFC Eastern Division title. We're back in a moment.
With more irresistible fun than ever. That should be exciting remote-controlled cars from Ray. The Daytona 500, only on CBS Sports.
A look at what's at stake. The Jets can win the AFC East with a win. The Bills can qualify for the postseason with a win today. The Jets can win the AFC East with a loss today, but a victory over New England next week. First down from the 24-yard line. Flutie down the middle, has Eric Moulds, and he's got him inside the 45 and down to about the 42 or 41-yard line. 35 yards on the play.
Well, the key to any time there's a blitz by the defense, watch the blitz by the New York Jets. Here they come. Nobody in the middle. It's picked up, and Doug Flutie stands there, anticipates the throw, puts some air under the ball, and Eric Moulds does the right thing. Jump up, go for the ball, and get it before the defender can knock it down.
He'll Keep it on the ground this time. Thurman Thomas through a hole to the 35. The first time these teams met, the Bills with 200, or with 182 total yards in the game. They're up over 230 for this game already here in the first half.
Well, the New York Jets are going to have to think. They're going to have to think hard and long before they blitz much more today, because the 2 times they've sent everybody, Flutie has thrown it right down the middle with a chance to score.
2nd and 4. They pick up the blitz. Flutie to the far side, incomplete. Fans and the Bills want a flag. Kevin Williams, the intended receiver. Ray Mickens, the Jet, covering it.
Well, anytime there even looks like there's contact on a passing play, the fans always want the penalty. But even though Ray Mickens had his arm on the ball, it didn't stop the receiver for going for the catch. And yeah, it's a tight call, but sometimes you just got to let them play.
You and I were just discussing that very thing prior to the game with Jerry Siemens, the head of officiating for the NFL. On 3rd and 4. Flutie throws complete. What a bullet to Andre Reed. And Buffalo stops the clock with 42 seconds to play.
Bells will be ringing, Christmas is here. Bells will be ringing throughout the year.
Bells will be ringing everywhere this Christmas, thanks to the special offers on mobile phones at Radio Shack.
Hello. Merry Christmas, honey.
Bet you a mobile phone from Radio Shack will make them smile. Just ask the Jetsons.
Happy holidays, Astro.
We remind you again, Jim Nance, Marcus, in our New York studios with the NASDAQ Amex halftime report coming up, and any news to be reported out of Washington, D.C., CBS News will update you as well. That's coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. 42 seconds to play. The Bills with 1 timeout remaining. The Jets all 3 of theirs. First down from the 26. Incomplete. Thurman Thomas out of the backfield.
You know, Greg, Armand Katayan on the sideline. There's a penalty flag on the field. Was just talking about how physical the game was, how tough it's being played.
Illegal contact. Number 42 of the defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
That's Marcus Coleman, a defensive back.
But he was talking about how you can feel how hard the teams are hitting and how they're going at it. And I'll tell you, the players, when they come out of that locker room, and as they walk out on the field for warm-ups, you can feel the excitement. You know it's a big game and what it means to everybody just by the anticipation and then, you know, the electricity in the air, because you can really feel it as a player.
First down now from the 21. Inside handoff, and Thomas gets nowhere. Mo Lewis. And a timeout as the Bills use their last timeout of the half to stop the clock with 33 seconds to play. Thurman Thomas getting off the ground, a little bit of a limp. He was hit by Mo Lewis on that last play. Mo Lewis says he's going to pay for fellow linebackers Marvin Jones, Chad Cascadden, and James Ferrier to join him at the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. Brian Cox, Pepper Johnson, no, because they've already been there. 2nd and 9 from the 20. Flutie with all kinds of time. Throws near side, way overthrown is Andre Reed. You've said in watching Flutie's motion that sometimes he tends to get under the ball, which causes it to sink.
Yeah, every once in a while he's just going to dip under the football is what I call it, and it just takes off from him. And that was a good example. He's trying to throw this ball so hard and try to make the receiver stop and reach back and catch it. And it just gets away from him, goes a little too high.
28 seconds to play in the first half. Let's check in once again with Dan Rather at CBS News.
Greg, another article of impeachment has been voted by the House against President Clinton, this one for obstruction of justice. He's been indicted for lying under oath about his sexual affair with Monica Lewinsky. He has now been also impeached for obstruction of justice. That means that the Senate is going to get at least 2 articles of impeachment. And what that means is it may be more difficult to get censure revived in the Senate, since the House will definitely send 2 articles of impeachment to the Senate. The 4th article of impeachment, a vote on that will begin shortly. Now back to Greg and the game.
Well, that's a good job by Doug Flutie. Good job by Doug Flutie. The play before, scrambles out of the pocket, nowhere to throw the football. The New York Jets, they're going to have to rethink what they're doing on defense. They're keeping a linebacker as a spy and a defensive lineman. It's not working. He's still moving around. They're not getting enough pressure on him when he drops back to pass.
2nd and goal from the 5. The Bills are out of timeouts. The play clock down to 3, to 2, to 1.
Didn't get it off.
And he didn't get it off in time. That'll back them up 5 yards for delay of game.
On the offense.
You know, Greg, I know you hear this said all the time, from the 5 to 10. It's not that big a deal in this situation, because now really it just gives his receivers.
5-yard penalty. Please reset the clock. 10 seconds.
It just gives his receivers a little more room, a chance to do some different plays that they wouldn't have available to them from the 5-yard line.
Would you prefer it from 10 yards out as opposed to 5?
Well, not really. I mean, it does give you more plays, but the problem is when you're in the 5-yard line, you can create some traffic jams sometimes.
Quick drop. Flutie throws towards the end zone. Almost intercepted. Intended for Eric Moulds, and Otis Smith was right there.
Well, this is the matchup. The Jets put Otis Smith on Eric Moulds. Doug Flutie trying with what's his ball. He is just going to throw it on a line drive, hoping that Otis Smith doesn't turn around and react to it. But everybody in this league, the corners, are getting used to that throw. He turned, just didn't make the catch for the interception.
28-yard field goal attempt now by Steve Christie. And it is no good.
Well, that is a great lift for the New York Jets, and that has to hurt the Buffalo Bills. They have outplayed the New York Jets in this first half and moved the ball at will against the Jets defense. Many opportunities to score, missed field goal, missed long passes, a fumble on the opening drive, and you know, you go in at halftime and go, my gosh, we should be ahead at least by 10 points.
In the first meeting between these teams back on the 8th of November, the Jets led 13-9 at halftime en route to a 34-12 victory. And Vinny Testaverde with the take the knee, and that'll bring the first half to an end. Our halftime score, the Buffalo Bills 7, the New York Jets 7. Coming up, we'll be sending you to New York. And the NASDAQ Amex halftime report, Jim Nance Company, getting you caught up on all the highlights and all the NFL news, CBS News as well, after these words from your local station.
On America's Night of Heroes, the paper that tells the future gets
NASDAQ Amex halftime report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Amex Market Group, the market of markets.
Welcome, everyone, to the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. First order of business, let's check in once again with CBS News and Dan Rather. Dan?
Thank you, Jim. A historic day. The House of Representatives has impeached President Clinton on 2 articles of impeachment, declined to do so on 1. They impeached him on the first, perjury before the grand jury, declined to impeach him on the 2nd count, impeached him on the 3rd count. A vote is now underway on the 4th, but that seems to be going down to defeat. As the day ends, what we'll have is 2 articles of impeachment against the president. It has now been defeated once 218 goes up at the bottom. So the House has passed 2 articles of impeachment, declined to pass 2 others. The President of the United States has been impeached for, among other things, lying under oath about his sexual affair with Monica Lewinsky. The vote largely along party lines on the 2 articles of impeachment that did pass. Now, in a stunning development earlier in the day, Bob Livingston, who was the Speaker of the House elect for the Republicans, resigned, saying he wasn't going to be Speaker. He's going to resign from the Congress. President Clinton remained out of sight. He was said to be in private with his minister as the vote was taking place in the House. However, the president expects to meet with supporting Democrats later in the afternoon. Let's go to Capitol Hill and CBS News Chief Washington Correspondent Bob Schieffer. Bob?
Well, Dan, there's a little ceremony and a procedure about what happens next once this final vote is official. what will happen is the 13 managers of the impeachment articles, and they will be led by the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Henry Hyde. They will walk the articles themselves, the paper, the official paper, they will walk it over to the Senate side of the Capitol, where it will be received by the Secretary of the Senate, who is named Gary Cisco. Mr. Cisco will take possession of the articles. He will keep them until January 6th, when the new Senate is sworn in, and he will hand them over to the Majority Leader Trent Lott. At that time, Senator Lott will notify the president's attorneys that they have 30 days to prepare for trial. So a little ceremony here. It's done, but the ceremony is still to come, officially walking these papers over to the Senate side of the Capitol.
Bob Chief, we're going to go to the White House and Scott Pelley, but first, Senator Lott, when and if he informs the president and his forces they have 30 days to prepare for trial, that would mean, if that holds, that the trial in the Senate would not begin until sometime in February. And when the prospective end would happen, no one could say. Scott Pelley at the White House, we were told the president was in with his minister when the vote was happening. Did the president actually see the vote, and how about members of his staff?
We understand that the president did not watch the vote as it was happening. He was in the Oval Office with one of his spiritual advisors, Reverend Tony Campola from Philadelphia. We are told that the president's chief of staff, John Podesta, walked into the Oval Office and informed the president that, in fact, he had been impeached. Later this afternoon, we expect the Democratic leadership of the House to come here to the White House to meet with the president. There will be a public statement afterwards on the south lawn of the White House. We expect to hear from the president, and we also expect to hear those Democratic leaders express support for the president in the upcoming trial of the Senate. Just a few minutes ago, we saw a motorcade carrying the vice president come onto the White House grounds. The vice president is now in the West Wing, presumably with the president. The president's attorneys are now working on understanding the parliamentary procedure of the Senate and the rules of the Senate as they prepare for the first trial in the Senate of a president in 130 years. Dan?
And the only other trial of a president was not of an elected president, Andrew Johnson having gone to the presidency after being vice president and taking over the presidency in the wake of Abraham Lincoln's assassination. And this is the first time an elected president of the United States, and in this case a twice elected president of the United States, has been impeached by the House. And that is the headline of the hour, the headline of tomorrow morning. President Clinton has been impeached. 2 articles of impeachment being sent on to the Senate. Gloria Borger in our Washington studio. The fact that 2 articles of impeachment have passed in the House does or does not make it still viable to think in terms of censure being revised in the Senate.
I think you can still think of the censure possibility in the Senate, Dan. I think what you saw today were members making decisions on each individual count. And I think you will see that that is exactly what the Senate will do. And I think now, Dan, as these members go home, they're going to have to face their constituents.
Gloria Borger. In Baghdad, missiles are on the way. Missile and fixed-wing aircraft attacks continuing today. We'll go directly at what you see as anti-aircraft fire. No explosions can be seen at the moment. Our man Mark Phillips is there serving as eyewitness. When and if anything of great consequence is visible there, we'll be coming back to you. In the meantime, back to Jim Nantz and the NFL Today. Jim?
Okay, Dan, thank you. We're going to send you back out to Orchard Park for the second half with the Jets and the Bills. 7-7, and stay with us. The NFL continues here on CBS in just a moment.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Amex halftime report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Amex Market Group.
CBS Monday.
Now, Lewis!
Shut your milk dud hole.
Go on a double date with the King of Queens.
Did I tell you that Spence sells tokens on the subway?
That's the way to impress her.
The King of Queens. Catch an all-new episode right after Cosby. CBS Monday.
They're strong, they're quick, and they can score.
5'10", Mo said all I could do was dream. But I kept my dream alive. And today I'm a top-rated receiver for the NFL. I'm Wayne Corbett for the New York Jets. The NFL gave me my chance to make my dream come true. And I see a lot of people right here in the tri-state area who are getting their chance in life through the United Way. The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
Greg Gumbel in Buffalo. The Jets 7 and the Bills 7. We'll be back for the second half. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League continues after this word from your local station.
The address is CBS.
Welcome home.
Which would you rather have? The car of the year. A new Jaguar. Or all of the above. Jaguar XJR, Rob Report 1998 Car of the Year.
Is like a local call.
Put that baby on the phone. Boo, 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 boo.
And the rate is so low, it could make your wireless phone your only phone.
It took weeks, but you finally found that new car you've been looking for. Now all you've got to do is keep it away from people like this. This holiday season, give the auto theft protection you, your family, and your friends deserve. The Club Vehicle Anti-Theft Device. Because 'tis the season of giving, not taking. The Club, the only anti-theft device recommended by police.
Welcome to FedEx. This is Judy Price. I'd be glad to help you track your package. Right now it's safe, it's sound, and it's on its way to Boston. Another package? The weather's a little iffy in London, but it should arrive on schedule. Yes, 6 packages. How long has she been on that call? An hour and 15 minutes. It'll be at 7 Roosevelt Road first thing in the morning. Another package? Same call. She's going for a record. No delays in Cedar Rapids. Is that it, sir?
Happy holiday!
You have a nice holiday, too.
We could have thought of this years ago.
Got an important package? Send it FedEx and be absolutely sure.
Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan. Tonight, 6:30.
CBS 2 Chicago.
Back at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo, the Jets and the Bills are tied at 7. Welcome back, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. Tight game, all kinds of things at stake. It's about what we expected.
Well, it is. I expected a tight game, but I thought the Buffalo Bills would try to run the ball and out-hit the New York Jets. That didn't work early, but what a good adjustment. Doug Flutie throwing the football very well. And the pass protection, the blitzes by the Jets have had no effect on the Bills' offense or Doug Flutie.
Big turnaround from the first time these teams played. Time of possession belonged to the Jets in the first game. The Bills have turned that around. They have more passing yardage. The rushing yards, well, you see it's 70 yards, but you know what? That's more, lots more than what the Bills have garnered in the first half against the New York Jets. The quarterback comparison, well, Doug Flutie has had the better of it so far today.
Well, he has. Doug Flutie, I tell you, it's impressive. The conditions, it's not real warm. It's windy, and he is just firing the football. 12 of 26 really doesn't describe how well he has thrown it down the football field. And Vinny Testaverde, not many chances, being very careful. I thought he struggled throwing the football with the wind in the first half. So let's see if he just comes out and lets it go.
Well, the Jets will receive the second half kickoff. And it's difficult to say who gets the wind advantage in this swirling situation.
Craig, we set up here 30 minutes to play in the first half. I don't know. I can't figure it out. The wind up here is not like most stadiums. It can be blowing right to left, and then 2 minutes later, it's going the exact opposite way.
Short kick. Kevin Williams across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Let's check in with our man downstairs, Armin Katayan. Armin.
You know, Greg, Bill Parcells told me he's not worried about all the yards that Buffalo's piling up. He said we've got to get Flutie under control. We've probably been a little bit too conservative on offense. As for Wade Phillips, he said just too many missed opportunities. The fumble, the field goal. We have to play better, he said, in the second half at home. Back to you.
Here's what I think bothers Armin. The wind kicks up right around him.
Yeah, but he's got that great TV hair, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't even move it when he's talking.
Hang in there, AK. Vinny Testaverde goes to work from his own 36-yard line and is going to go right to the air. Out of the backfield is number 20, Richie Anderson, for a pickup of about 4. Anderson replacing Keith Byers, Mr. Reliable, catching passes out of the backfield for the Jets. He is sidelined with a broken left arm.
You know, you think, well, Keith Byers can't be that big a deal if he's not in the lineup, but he catches the ball, he runs patterns, he picks up blitzers. He just does a lot of little things that people don't pay attention to, and you don't realize until he's out of there. Hard to make up for his loss.
Testaverde on 2nd and 6, throws complete. Keyshawn Johnson, first down yardage and into Buffalo territory. Number 27, Ken Irvin, went for the interception and just missed it.
Boy, I tell you what, these Buffalo corners are reading the quarterback very well. Look at it, Ken Irvin, number 27. He looks, he sees the receiver stop, and then drives for the interception and just misses it. Vinny Testaverde is going to have to be careful on the short throws. You got to anticipate them and let them go.
Keyshawn Johnson up over 1,000 yards receiving for the season. Both he and Corbett over the 1,000-yard mark. Testaverde escapes trouble, rolls to his right, throws, and it is complete inside the 40-yard line to Johnson.
Well, you're talking about, Greg, you hear it so much, being a smart football player. Vinny Testaverde does it, but what I like more than that, Keyshawn Johnson had went down the field, his quarterback scrambles, he comes back to him on the sideline where Vinny Testaverde can just throw it where only his receiver can catch it. And Bill Parcells couldn't say enough good things about Keyshawn Johnson last night. Grown up as a player, he's tough, he's savvy, competitive, he can do everything. That's why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
Curtis Martin, big hole up the middle. First down yardage across the 30 to about the 29 of the Bills.
I can't hear anything.
Well, the New York Jets, they've come out. You heard Coach Parcells say, well, we were a little conservative in the first half. They've thrown a few passes, and you know what that does? Look what it does to the defense. It just gets them thinking pass just for a split second and lets Curtis Martin run up in there.
A little conservative is right. Vinny Testaverde threw just 9 times in the first half. He threw the first 3 plays here in the second half. First down from the 29. And this time Martin gets nowhere. Bruce Smith.
Boy, it's just, it really is amazing. Bruce Smith, he's not playing run. He's thinking first down pass. Watch him, number 78. Just hits the blocker. Todd Berger gets rid of him, comes right around, and makes a tackle in the backfield.
11th Pro Bowl he was named to this week. 2nd and 12. Much there. Hanson and Sam Cowart converged as Martin may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, we continue to see the respect. The Jets offense, the Jets coaching staff, they're watching this game and they're going, heck, we can't block Bruce Smith on some draw plays. To think you're going to continually do that in passing situations is just too much.
Dave Meggett now at the top of your screen as a wide receiver. Testaverde down the field, incomplete. Alex Van Dyke, his intended receiver. And Ken Irvin was there to make the play.
We saw this play a couple times in the first half, but the Buffalo Bills had the chances to make those big plays. The Bills take a chance. Nobody back in the center of the field. Alex Van Dyke, single coverage. Vinny Testaverde just a little too far with the throw.
John Hall to attempt a 48-yard field goal. He has a long of 53. And it's good. 48-yard field goal by John Hall puts the Jets on top by 3, and we'll be back.
Every year at this time, folks at Southwest Airlines get together to cook dinner at the Ronald McDonald House.
Request clearance for landing.
It's a special home where families can stay while their seriously ill children undergo treatment at a nearby hospital. The Ronald McDonald Houses are Southwest Airlines' primary charity. Thanks to your support, these children receive a special gift every day of the year, a gift of hope. From our families to yours, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Herb.
And a Merry Christmas to you, too. Expenditures have slightly decreased 2.9% over the course of the fiscal year. So, Jim, would you care to elaborate on this?
Jim? The Accord from Honda. How will it affect you?
Are you with us, Jim?
At age 23, he set out to do what no computer company had ever done. Build every computer to order, back every computer with service, and work hand in hand with every customer. As the world's leading direct marketer of computer systems, Dell is far outpacing the industry growth rate. Where do you learn about companies that are actually changing the way the world does business? Exactly. NASDAQ Amex, the market of markets.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Well, the flags on top of the goalpost were blowing this way. John Hall comes out to kick the field goal. He sees that. He kicks the ball up. It looks like it's going to go left. The wind blows it to the right. Good job by the kicker of knowing the situation and adjusting.
And that wind blows the ball off the tee just as Hall approached the 30-yard line.
Now, you know, John Hall, he's fortunate, too. The New York Jets, they practice at Hofstra University, which is out on Long Island. Very windy site, so they get an opportunity to practice quite a bit under windy conditions, and you learn from that.
Kevin Williams deep for the Bills. Low kick, bounces, picked up by Lonnie Johnson. And Johnson out of bounds across the 25-yard line.
By Lonnie Johnson.
Doug Flutie off with the jacket, back to work. 11:05 to play. Third quarter, Jets by 3. A little wind at the very top of the stands at Ralph Wilson Stadium as we welcome you back. First down for the Bills from their own 29-yard line. Straight up the middle is Antoine Smith for a couple. You know, these Buffalo Bills have excelled this year. They lost a couple of very close games. They lost by missing a field goal at San Diego on the opening day of the season. Doug Flutie says the Miami Dolphins outplayed us, although the score of that game was very tight, less than a touchdown. In fact, it was 13-7. And then the Rams beat them on the final play of the game. Straight ahead, big hole for Smith across the 40 to about the 42. Pepper Johnson with the tackle.
Well, it looks like the Bills went in at halftime and said, okay, we've moved the ball very well in the first half, but we just weren't tough enough or physical enough. And these first two plays, you can see the offensive line just coming off the blocks. And, boy, Antoine Smith is just firing it up into the line of scrimmage.
First down now at the 42. Flutie going to keep it on the ground. Smith to the right side. And Rick Lyle there for the stop. Running behind Jerry Ostrowski on the right side of that line.
That's right.
He was quite the interesting person to talk to yesterday.
Yeah, I think a good way to explain him would be Mountain Man, wouldn't it? To just a big guy with the biggest set of hands I have ever seen on a human being. And he says, you know, us offensive linemen, we hold. If I had hands like that, I could do some holding too.
The pitch for Thurman Thomas. Looks for a way around the outside and gets maybe 3 on the play.
Well, let's take a look at Jerry Ostrowski. When we talked about those hands, triple extra large, number 60, 330 pounds. Once he gets those hands on the defender, it should help him. And this time he drives Rick Lyle. Just keeps him engaged. Rick Lyle not able to get off the block and make the tackle.
Told us lives in the woods 30 minutes outside of Buffalo in a log cabin. Have no reason to doubt the man.
Yeah. From
4 to 7 yards. Buffalo 3 of 6 on 3rd down. Flutie throws this side, complete. Kevin Williams with the reception, and that's enough for a 1st down.
Well, the Buffalo Bills are attacking the strength of the Jets defense on 3rd down, and that is Ray Mickens, who always has to cover the inside receiver if there's 2 receivers to one side. And that time it's Kevin Williams. Ray Mickens has had a great year playing the slot receiver. Usually quarterbacks and offenses design most of their plays on 3rd down to go to that inside receiver, and that time it was Kevin Williams.
That's just a perfect throw by Flutie. 1st down from the 45. Left side, Antoine Smith falling forward to the 42.
And you know, Greg, anytime an offense wants to come out and they decide they want to run a football and be physical and do what the Buffalo Bills are doing right now, then it puts a lot of pressure on your quarterback and receivers to make those 3rd down plays to keep drives going. And Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator, you know, he knows those things, but he's got a quarterback who throws it well on 3rd down and gives him that added dimension of running around and making a play when it's not there.
Flutie with a 2nd and 7. Smith running room on the right side, falling forward for a 1st down.
Well, I tell you, Greg, we're a long way from the field, but we can hear the hitting and everything from up here. Watch the run when he comes to the right. Sam Gash. Jamie Nails, number 74, just falling on the pile and giving Antoine Smith a little bit of room to run. Oh, we got a fan out of the stands on the field, but he's not very athletic.
You know, we've talked about the resolve the Bills had to run the football today. The Jets have held their opponents to fewer than 100 yards rushing 7 of their last 8 games. And right now, Buffalo is at 100 yards rushing for the day.
Well, it was a little slow in the 1st half for the Buffalo Bills running. The stats were misleading. Flutie had 2 good runs in there for some good yards, but right now they're lining up and overpowering the New York Jets.
1st down from the 34. Back to the ground game. Antoine Smith with about 3.
Let's see, that's the thing. We said in the 1st half, Pepper Johnson said about Antoine Smith, he's a battering ram. That time Rick Lyle hit him at the line of scrimmage, but he's going forward. He's running so hard, and he picks up 3 yards.
.65 on the day. 9th play of this drive. You see how far the Bills have to go for a 1st down. Smith. And I believe you can hear the hitting at home.
Wow. And that's Pepper Johnson, number 52 for the New York Jets. This is a big, stout middle linebacker. Watch this. Comes in, Jamie Nails, get away, then lowers his head and does a good job of stopping Antoine Smith. Boy, Pepper Johnson, again, another player, been in the league a long time, a lot of hitting, but still has the ability, and of course the size, to stand in there and make the hits.
3rd and 3 from the 27. The orange line on your screen is where the Bills need to get to for 1st down, and now Flutie calls timeout. The Bills burn their 1st timeout of this 2nd half, and it stops the clock with 5:21 to play in the 3rd.
What is it?
We talked about a hard-hitting game. When you need your helmet adjusted on the sideline, as John Fina did a few moments ago, you know you're getting hit hard.
It's like a pit stop, Greg. You know, you got to pull it in there and get some readjustments going. That's what they did.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. You might know a little bit about that.
3rd down, 3 to go.
We're 0 for 1 on this situation so far today. 6 of 10 overall.
Flutie forward. It appears to have the 1st down.
Well, that is a good play, a good call by Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator, and just caught the defense off guard.
We have seen a real change in philosophy in the 2nd half by the Bills. Flutie threw the ball 26 times in the 1st half, and on this drive, he's only thrown 1 ball.
That's right. Well, you know, again, you go in there at halftime and you realize you're not doing what you want to do. They want to be more physical. They're doing that. That was a good call. Only one defensive lineman on the inside, 3 offensive guys of the New York Jets.
From the 23, back to the ground game, and Antoine Smith barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Ryan Cox with the tackle.
Now, you know, when you continually run the football, and if you run it well, what will happen, your safeties on defense, they lose their discipline. You know, they're like, well, we got to get up there and help the run. And if you time it right as an offensive coordinator or an offense, you catch them coming up and you throw the ball behind them. And usually, almost always, you want to do that on first down.
Marcus Coleman into the game for the Jets in the secondary. Second attempt, play action, Flutie. Pulls up, takes the hit, and goes down. Chad Cascadden out there to make the stop on Flutie.
Well, Chad Cascadden, man, that's a tough word to say. Talk to him, you always mispronounce that name, but what he does as a Jets for the linebackers, he does a little bit of everything. He spies the quarterback, he rushes the passer, and you can see why they have him as a spy, because he can run, and once he gets Doug Flutie in his sights, he can make the tackle.
So Flutie now looking at 3rd and 13 from the 26. Flutie with time, far side, incomplete. Intended for Quinn Early. And now Steve Christie will come onto the field for the field goal attempt.
Well, this is a couple good things here. I mean, Doug Flutie anticipates the throw, and look at that wind up, and I mean, he gives it everything he has, and the ball is right there. But what happens, he anticipated Quinn Early, couldn't turn around quick enough, you know, to see the ball coming and make the catch.
No gimme here on the field goal. From 44 yards out, that's perfect. Steve Christie pulls the Bills even with the Jets at 10. 3:12 to play, 3rd quarter.
We all know how much help buddies can be.
Looking good. You all right on that?
So get the Workmate. A powerful clamp that can go anywhere and hold anything. Oh, the Workmate.
Breezeville's good, isn't it?
Built by Black & Decker.
The Accord Coupe from Honda. How will it affect you?
Okay, let me do it again. Is that E, L, looks like a cow.
Okay, just letters.
E, L, looks like a small cow.
No, there are no cows.
Okay, let me do it again. Is it a mammal?
No.
Not going anywhere for a while?
Something with fur?
No.
Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better.
It's one of those turny things that you keep in the drawer with a handle.
Can opener?
Yeah.
No.
Hungry? Why wait?
This Christmas, help your kids do better in school so they'll do better in life. Give them a compact Presario Creative Learning Series PC, only at Radio Shack. Now with a $100 Radio Shack gift certificate and no interest until the year 2000.
Becker versus a broken streetlight. Will his neighbors help fight City Hall?
Stay away from us.
Leave us alone. Die.
Becker.
Okay, that's one undecided.
All new CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Black & Decker Cordless Wizard and by Honda Accord. It's more than a car, it's a state of mind.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Christie's field goal caps a 45-yard drive, and look at the way Christie has it set on the tee.
Kick it into the wind. Last time he couldn't even get it down the field. It landed on about the 27 or 8 last time, so well, this is a little different technique than I've seen before. Yeah, in the backyard.
Low line drive kick into the end zone. The Jets will not run it back. So Meggett covers it. When we come back, Bruce Smith has his eyes on the New York Jet offense.
Now we'll never get presents to all the boys and girls around the world. No toys?
Sorry.
Folks need a hand.
Nice hat. Let's get it on the truck. You're gonna love it.
You saved Christmas.
Glad I could help.
Hey, can I drive?
Season's greetings from UPS.
Guys, you've always made me look great, but I gotta let you go.
What?
I've got NFL Quarterback Club 99.
A video game's gonna protect your blind side?
Yeah, and also pick up the blitz. With all new gameplay and passing controls, it's a 3-step drop, and I'm moving the chains. Sorry, guys. NFL Quarterback Club 99 can get me to the Super Bowl, and I don't have to buy it dinner. The #1 football game on N64 just got a whole lot better. NFL Quarterback Club 99. Acclaimed sports. Sweat the details.
The paper that tells the future gets shredded, and one man must piece together the clues to stop another school shooting.
I don't have time for joking around here. Someone's gonna be shot.
Early edition, CBS Tonight.
I want to remind you, coming up next here on CBS Sports, the Fighting Illini will try to ambush Roy Williams and the perennial power of the Kansas Jayhawks. College basketball action comes up next here on CBS. 3:04 to play, third quarter. We're tied at 10. The Jets with the ball first down at their own 20-yard line. Testaverde to throw. This side, Keyshawn Johnson, 25, forward to about the 29-yard line, a pickup of about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. And the Jets are looking to establish some kind of continuity and momentum that they haven't had since very early in the game.
Well, they haven't, Greg, and one way you do it, quick throwing the football. Keyshawn Johnson on a short route, and hey, you know, I like the way he talked last night. I mean, Bill Parcells said all those good things. He was talking about coming out here today, and he says, I'm going to intimidate their corners. They're all inexperienced, and they can't handle me. So they've held him in check pretty well today so far.
Testaverde to throw again. With time, down the field, has a man open, and it's complete. Dedrick Ward is going to go for the touchdown. 71 yards. He beat Donovan Greer.
And what you do, what the Jets did that time, 2nd and 1, instead of just trying to pick up a first down, the New York Jets go for the home run. And Dedrick Ward did a good job along the sidelines, making the catch, not letting the contact disrupt him, makes the catch and runs for the touchdown.
John Hall will try the point after. And it's good. So the Bills with the tying field goal, the Jets come right back, 2 plays and go 80 yards.
Well, Greg, what they do, it's 2nd and short. Watch Dedrick Ward up top. He's just going to give a little move, and that move is enough. Just watch Donovan Greer. The move, oh, he goes to go outside. It's too late. Dedrick Ward, maybe the fastest guy in the New York Jets. All he needs is one step. He got it. Vinny Testaverde makes a nice throw.
Dedrick Ward with the longest reception of his career. And you and I were just talking about how the Jets have to find some way to recapture the field because the Bills, it appeared, had that offense figured out so far today.
Yeah, they have. It looks like the Jets have been struggling all day on both sides of the ball, and Phil Hansen is down on the field.
Phil Hansen would be a major loss for the Buffalo Bills if he wasn't able to continue.
Well, he's a guy that the New York Jets were really concerned about today, and Bill Parcells last night talking to him couldn't say enough good things about this guy. And you know, earlier, Greg, I talked about Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, and Bruce Smith. you can't leave him out either. Phil Hansen, I mean, he's been when you got Bruce Smith on one side, you need somebody else that can really control the other, and he has done a good job in his career of
Coach
doing that.
Parcells said, you know, when I was with the Giants, we really wanted this guy, really wanted him.
Well, it is true. I remember the day of the draft, back when he was drafted, in the locker room, we're down there working out, and he comes down the locker room and says, boy, if we get this guy from North Dakota, he's really good. Nobody knows about him. Sorry, Bill. The Bills knew about him. They took him in the second round.
He didn't start out by saying, listen, Sims. He just said it.
Well, something like that.
Yeah. We want to remind you, coming up tonight on CBS, can Gary prevent tragedy from happening in a high school? Tonight on Early Edition. Then Sammo Hung and Arsenio Hall go undercover as convicts on an all-new martial law. That's followed by Chuck Norris in a special holiday episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. That's coming up tonight here on CBS. And unfortunately, we see that they've pulled out the cart for Phil Hansen.
You know, Greg, going back to that touchdown by Dedrick Ward, sometimes that was a good illustration for everybody at home. When you watch football, you really don't have to, like, fake the guy completely out. If you just make them think for a second, freeze for just that one little step, that's enough to let these guys get by them and make big plays because of the accuracy of the quarterbacks throwing the football.
You can see Phil Hansen favoring his right leg. In his 8th season out of North Dakota State, and a second-round draft pick back in 1991.
Well, that's a tough break for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, anytime, any team, when you lose one of your prominent players, it's got to affect something. What that does, that makes another player for the Bills have to play more snaps. It changes substitution patterns, and anytime you lose a good player, it has an effect on the rest of the team.
Well, Wade Phillips going to try to figure out how to recapture that momentum that his team certainly had in the first half.
Well, you know, coming into the game, I thought one of the big pluses for the New York Jets was their receivers and their passing game against the Buffalo Bills secondary, and the Bills have done a good job of covering the receivers down the field so far today. That was the first time they let somebody really get open down the field.
Phil Hansen gets a cheer from the crowd as he is driven off the field, and we will get you updated on his situation as soon as we find out from the Bills exactly what it is.
And a little delay in the action as we had somebody run out on the field again. And, you know, why would you want to do that? I mean, one, you're going to go to jail. And two, you're just going to get splattered by the security guards.
Do you remember way back when Mike Curtis of the Baltimore Colts just leveled. And, you know, as soon as that guy was hit, you know he regretted doing it.
It was not a good decision.
This was a mistake. Kevin Williams deep for the Bills. And Williams from the 7. 15. Back to the 15, back inside the 15, and a penalty marker is down.
Kevin Williams on the return.
This is going to be holding against the Bills, and so the Bills are going to start in a pretty deep hole.
Well, you know, you give up a big touchdown, the kickoff, you want good field position. This is the last thing you do. Now, this restricts your play calling.
Behind, number 96, half a distance to the goal. First down.
96 is a linebacker, Dan Brandenburg. So half the distance to the goal puts the Bills back inside their own 10-yard line. .201 to play, third quarter. Flutie now calling signals. Plenty of time left on the play clock. And he's going to throw. Far side, tipped, incomplete. Flutie well over 200 yards throwing today, having himself a pretty good day. Let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
It's a pretty good day, Greg. Actually, a pretty good season. In fact, Doug has had such a spectacular season today, he will make as much money in bonus as he has for entire base salary. That's $250,000. In fact, for the entire year, he'll make nearly $2 million in incentives and bonuses. That ought to be rolled in next year for salary cap purposes. We asked him to confirm that yesterday, and he looked at the number and said, wow, that's a lot of money. I didn't know it was that much. Back to you.
You know what? He was right. It wasn't a lot of money. Straight ahead, Antoine Smith out over the 10 for a pickup of about 3 on the play.
But it's not enough. I mean, I think Doug Flutie's established himself with the Buffalo Bills, the National Football League, that he can play, be successful, do a lot of things for your football team. And, you know, I'm not going to play general manager for the Buffalo Bills, but I think his contract should be restructured, and he should be paid like a top-flight starter in the National Football League, and I think he will be.
Well, we've talked about how the Bills have performed this year under Flutie, and consider this. He's never lost a regular season home game as a starter, either in the NFL or the USFL. 3rd and 6. Flutie throws far side, complete. Kevin Williams, and now ruled out of bounds. When Flutie let the ball go, I thought sure he had overthrown his receiver.
I didn't think it had a chance, but what a catch by Kevin Williams, going out of bounds, getting both hands up there and bringing the football in cleanly. Didn't juggle it or anything, but one of the officials on the sideline, watch it. He says he does not get 2 feet down. 1, 2, and it just looks like it barely touches the white. But watch from behind. You can see the push from behind by Ray Mickens.
Take another look.
Flutie lets it go. What a catch right here. You see the push. The right foot does come down on the white.
Good call by the officials. 4th down, and Megan deep for the Jets. Moore straight up. Megan at the 45 and out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. And as Megan is helped up, we have this opportunity to remind you. Monday on CBS. Becker's cranky enough when he gets a good night's sleep. So when a broken streetlight keeps him up all night, he goes on a one-man crusade to fight City Hall. Don't miss Ted Danson as Becker Monday on CBS. Vinny Testaverde. A 71-yarder will do wonders for your average throwing the football.
Well, it does wonders for your team. I mean, just that one play. Look what it's done to this football game, how it's changed the dynamics of it, the emotions on both sides.
We're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Far side, Corbett. Corbett going for the first down marker, and he's got it.
Well, you know, that play right there really exemplifies the New York Jets offense, what they try to do. Wayne Corbett, number 80, look who he's against. Gabe Northern, number 99, a linebacker. The New York Jets come out with all these formations, all these different looks, and the main reason they do it is to get their wide receivers matched up against people who can't cover them down the field.
Number 75, Marcellus Wiley, is in to replace the injured Phil Hansen. You see Corbett's numbers on the day. First down from the Buffalo 33. Martin, nothing there. Big Ted Washington.
Well, it's an interesting situation here. 17 seconds to the Jets. Try to run some plays. Now they're going to let the quarter run out. Even though the wind's behind them, they did elect just to let the time run off the clock.
Football's a strange game sometimes. You had just said how the Buffalo Bills have outplayed the Jets so far today. They hit 2 big plays, and the Jets are leading it by a score of 17-10. As we finish 3 quarters of play, we'll come back to Buffalo after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Go double dating.
Didn't I tell you that Spence sells tokens on the subway?
That's the way to impress her.
With the King of Queens.
So far, so good.
Shut up.
And all new episodes CBS Monday.
Happy holidays, and thanks for making CBS America's most watched network.
Curves, angles, one new shape leading to another.
It's the geometry of change at the new Dodge. Change that led to Dodge Caravan, the original minivan that since introduction has offered more innovations than any other, which leads us to this pleasing shape, our best sales curve ever. So to continue this trend, we're offering $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9 financing. New shapes, new thinking from the new Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you for this limited time offer.
I needed to find a wide variety of software, quickly.
Oh, Kringle was freaking out. Way behind schedule.
So I suggested we go to Beyond.com.
He said that? I was the one who suggested we go online. Me. They have all kinds of software. Everything. And they can send it right to your door, or you can download it directly to your computer.
Everything worked out great.
Oh, everything turned out great. Yeah, because of me, man.
These toys get stranger and stranger every year.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happened to dollies and trains?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. We started filling the big kids' wish list.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's digital this and digital that.
What on earth is that?
Oh, can you say hernia?
Oh, man.
The latest toys for big girls and boys at Best Buy. Now that's a great gift idea.
Hey, my idea? He can pull that.
Good one, Bob.
News to Chicago. Take another look.
A little win to start the fourth quarter. The New York Jets looking for their first ever AFC East championship if they can hold on to their lead. First down from the 33. Testaverde throws complete to Keyshawn Johnson, but who is hit hard and loses the ball out of bounds, but they continue to wind the clock. We get word from the Buffalo Bills that Phil Hansen has suffered a sprained right knee and will not return today.
Well, that's the bad news for the Buffalo Bills, but the good news is Marcellus Wiley, number 75, is his backup, and he's an upcoming star, I think, as a pass rusher and a defensive lineman in the National Football League in his second year.
3rd and 9 for the Jets. Bruce Smith. ...164 career sacks, second only to Reggie White in NFL history.
Well, it might not count because it could be a penalty against the Buffalo Bills. Holding,
number 20 in the defense, 5 yards. Automatic first down.
That is a huge play for both sides.
Well, you know a couple things. Bruce Smith, what a start on that last play. When that ball was snapped, he was around Jumbo Elliott before he could get out of his stance. I mean, I'm sure Jumbo Elliott, because of the crowd noise, couldn't even hear the signals by Vinny Testaverde, but the sack doesn't count. Watch Henry Jones, number 20, against Wayne Corbett. Keeps those hands, and anytime you put your hands on a receiver and you keep his arms from going back and forth when he's running, they're going to throw the flag.
First down from the 27. Curtis Martin straight ahead to about the 25.
You know, I got to say, Greg, on that passing attempt, it's 3rd and 10 in this stadium, this time of the game. If it's not a blitz by the defense, you have to have 2 people blocking Bruce Smith, because Jumbo Elliott, it's just not fair. He can't hear. He's going to be behind, and you know he's at the mercy of Bruce Smith there.
2nd and 8, and here comes the Buffalo crowd. Martin cuts it back, and we have another marker down. And this one will go against the Jets. And Bill Parcells wants to know who is it.
Holding, number 19 of the offense, 10 yards. Repeat, second down.
That's Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, what was Keyshawn telling us last night? He goes, man, I got to go down in there and crack back on Bruce Smith and Phil Hansen. And, you know, of course, sometimes you got to go down the field and block against these little defensive backs too. But you got to be careful, even as a wide receiver. So many teams using them now to block to help the running game, you got to keep your hands inside when you're blocking.
Jets have played a good technical game. Only their second penalty. They have committed no turnovers. Testaverde flips to Martin. Martin to the 30. And forward to about the 28-yard line. Sam Cowart at the tackle.
You know, the New York Jets, as you look at it, they're on the 29-yard line or 28 going in. And I just wonder what their cutoff line for the field goal attempt is. They are definitely going into the wind. I finally figured it out, Greg. They are going into the wind right now. And it's a tough. The one good thing for the Jets, John Hall, one of the stronger legs in the National Football League, kicking it.
3rd and 11. 5 wide receivers for the Jets.
1 for 4 in these situations.
And Dave Meggett at the bottom of the screen. He's going to throw for Meggett down the sideline, and it's too far out of bounds. He had linebacker Marlo Perry on it. And now, do we see John Hall? Yes, we do.
Well, that was a good situation for the New York Jets. Dave Meggett had a good step on Marlo Perry, but Vinny Testaverde, you know what happens? He knew he was thrown into the wind, so you give it just that little bit extra, and all of a sudden you throw a perfect ball, and it goes too long. And you can see the wind going into John Hall. It looks like it would make the ball go this way if he kicked it straight ahead.
This is a 46-yard attempt. It is way short. Jets with a chance to build a 10-point lead. The field goal attempt falls short. Wade Phillips says, our turn on offense again.
Hey, Mr. Internet Wonder Boy.
What?
Over here. Over here. You think you got it all, don't you?
Well,
but there's this tiny little voice inside saying there's got to be something new, something that makes you want to stand up and say, yeah, baby, this is what I need.
Yeah.
Here it is. New Pepsi One. Massive cola taste, only 1 calorie. It's got it all. And you know what it's saying to you, don't you?
No.
Put down your mouse and curl up with me, baby, because I'm all you ever need.
I want that.
You want that.
I want that.
He wants that. Now you got it all, baby.
All the taste, 1 calorie. Only one has it all.
Time for a Pentium 2 processor?
An American soldier stands accused on foreign soil.
You raped this girl? No, sir.
Based on actual events.
The United States Navy was on trial here.
JAG, CBS Tuesday.
Back in Buffalo, Flutie and the Bills back to work on offense. First down from their own 37-yard line. They trail 17-10. Eludes the rush. Flutie on the run. Throws downfield for Moles, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. And there's a penalty marker down at about the 40-yard line of the New York Jets. And it's a holding call against the Jets.
Holding, number 21 of the defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
That's Victor Green. Let's go back to the missed field goal, Phil.
Well, let's see. Into the wind, 46 yards, and watch this ball. John Hall, it looks like he nails it pretty good. It goes up in the air, and when you see it start to go up like that, the wind is up shooting it, and then it just falls way short and to the right.
Up shooting?
Well, you know, it's a golf term.
Something like a hunting term.
Yeah.
First down from the 42. Flutie throws incomplete. This pass intended for Kevin Williams. Let's go down to Armen Keteyian. Armen.
Greg, for the second consecutive series, Andre Reed is not in the lineup. In fact, for about the last 10 minutes or so, they've been working on his right hamstring, massaging it now, doing a little exercise for it down on the sidelines. His return right now is up in the air. Back to you.
All right, Armen, as we said earlier, 223rd career game with Buffalo, making him the all-time franchise leader. 2nd and 10. Thurman Thomas dives across the 45-yard line. Interesting to see the change in the Buffalo offense. Antoine Smith is in there. Sam Gash is the leading blocker for him. Thurman Thomas is in there. Everybody else is a wide receiver and no one up front to block for Thurman.
Well, that just tells you the different styles of running by Antoine Smith and Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas likes more space. Get out of my way. I'll see the hole, and I'll take the football where that hole is. Antoine Smith, he likes that lead blocker, and it's more of a power running game when he's in there.
Antoine Smith looking on from the sideline. Thomas, the only other Bill in the backfield with Flutie. To the far side, incomplete. Pass intended for Kevin Williams. And Ray Mickens, who is filling in for the injured Aaron Glenn and performing very well today.
Well, this is the spot he always plays on 3rd down. We talked about it earlier, and they ran this exact pattern against Ray Mickens, and they completed it this time. Hey, he's kind of waiting for it. When Kevin Williams breaks out, he beats him to the ball and makes the ball incomplete.
Dave Meggett deep for the Chris Moore punt. And it goes into the end zone. 54-yard punt and no return. 10:44 to play. 4th quarter. Jets by a touchdown.
Dad. EJ, $170 million. That's a record. Think it's going to change you?
Absolutely not. E.J. Tucker's never been about money. E.J. Tucker's never played for money, and money will not change E.J. Tucker not one iota.
Say, is that a Bud Light?
Oh, yeah, it's last one. Oh, yeah? What do you say I give you $1 million for?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
What do you want for that watch?
Ooh, that was fast. You wouldn't want to try this over there.
Pull up a chair, honey. This will take a while.
A faster modem means a better internet experience.
Move it!
Upgrade to a 56K modem from 3Com US Robotics. Get $50 worth of music CDs when you buy any eligible 56K modem.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. And by RCA, changing entertainment again.
No question, as you look at Bruce Smith getting ready to defend for the Bills, that Bill Parcells would like to see his team put together a time-consuming drive here. 10:44 to play. Testaverde to throw. Over the middle. Has a man in the middle, and that's Keyshawn Johnson.
Boy, Keyshawn Johnson, I mean, I don't know what you feel about him as a person. He made some outrageous statements his rookie year, but he has turned into a terrific all-pro wide receiver, finds the hole in the defense, gets the ball, and I think he said it best, shows the courage, Bill Parcells said, to go over the middle and make the tough catches.
First down from the 31, keeping it on the ground with Curtis Martin. You know, another thing about Keyshawn Johnson that Bill Parcells told us last night is that he sucks it up no matter what his aches and pains are and shows up for practice every single day.
Well, that's a must if you play for a Bill Parcells team. You're going to practice every day or you won't play. And Keyshawn Johnson is, you know, hasn't missed a practice since Bill Parcells has been there.
The really funny thing he said last night was Dave Meggett. He says, I've heard about this guy. I expect him to run for a touchdown every time he touches the ball.
Well, you know, when you're out of the game, you become a much better player.
You've become absolutely great.
No, I've become average, so I've gone up.
Testaverde on 2nd and 8 is going to go down. Ted Washington right up the middle.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, most of the day, they have been overpowering, I think, the Jets' offensive line. And this time, Ted Washington gets by the center, Kevin Mawai, and makes the sack on Vinny Testaverde. Now, that is the biggest man in the National Football League.
The Jets now look at 3rd and 15, and the Bills fans are on their feet. Nothing. Marcellus Wiley is fired up, and so are the Bills. And now another big punt this day for John Kidd.
Well, that was a good call by the New York Jets. The situation, the crowd, the pass rush. Take no chances. Make Buffalo beat you. Don't make the mistake.
Kidd desperately needs a good punt here. It's not. Kevin Williams, 45. Midfield and out of bounds at about the Jet 49-yard line. 31-yard punt, 7-yard return. Excellent field position for Buffalo.
In our quest to learn even more about how people watch TV, we sent out our experts. Both of them.
Chicken sandwich or burger? Take a dance with Lady Cluck. Okay, which one?
That one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Wrong. Burger. You lose.
Eat chicken that looks like chicken. Introducing Subway's Chicken Fajita Sub, topped with Old El Paso thick and chunky salsa. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
To find out more about how people watch TV, we sent our experts.
Tune into the channel.
Both of them.
Come on, 40.
40.
The result? RCA TVs with Guide Plus Gold, the revolutionary on-screen guide that lets you find what's on faster and easier when you just can't wait.
CBS Tonight. Sammo Hung and Arsenio Hall go undercover as convicts. Martial law. Then, a lost baby brings the true meaning of Christmas to a tough frontier Texas Ranger.
Let's just say I've got the Christmas spirit.
A special holiday walker. CBS Tonight.
You can't find a bigger hero in the Northeast than Doug Flutie from his Boston College days to now. First down from the 49-yard line. Smith for a couple to the 47.
Antoine Smith, the ball carrier. Well, you know, Greg, when you get in these situations late in the game, I think it becomes even tougher to defense Doug Flutie, because you've got to think, and you know that the Buffalo Bills, Joe Penner, the offensive coordinator, they're going to give him more chances to make plays. Move him around, just put the ball in his hands and let him make the decision. He makes good decisions, and he's throwing the ball well.
gets some blocks. First down, inside the 40, close to the Jets' 35-yard line. A little play from the first half of the Jets playbook.
Boy, it is, and what a good call by the Buffalo Bills. Let's watch the center, number 61, Dusty Ziegler. Here he comes out. Kevin Williams coming around. Well, he gets out there, and that's a good thing. Anytime there's a screen play or reverse by an offensive team, all linemen, there should be a rule. You've got to hit the ground. Make defenders jump over you, jump out of the way. That only helps the runner.
From the 36, Antoine Smith off of a Sam Gash block. That time he hit Mo Lewis.
Boy, the Buffalo Bills showing a lot of patience. I mean, not panicking. 8 minutes to go when they got the ball. Take a look at Sam Gash just stopping Mo Lewis and Antoine Smith. We've seen quite a few Buffalo games this year. This is as hard as I've ever seen him run the football. Just going forward and always getting an extra yard or two on each run.
Antoine, 20 carries, 82 yards, and a bit of a limp as he came off the field. Gash and Linton are in the backfield. This is Jonathan Linton for a yard across the 35. Jonathan Linton, the ball carrier. This will be a very interesting 3rd and about 3.
Well, Bill Belichick trying to decide, well, what do? I think the Buffalo Bills, it's a good situation for them. Again, you can run or throw. I think they're in this play in the back of their mind. They can do certain things, thinking and knowing they can go for it on 4th down too.
Gash and Linton again in the backfield behind Flutie. You see how far they have to go for the first down. Linton is there. Look at him move the pile. Mo Lewis finally with the stop, but Jonathan Linton, the rookie out of North Carolina, gets the Buffalo first down.
Not a surprising call. Spread the defense. You're running the ball. Watch the line of scrimmage. The Buffalo Bills, look at the number of Bills, the blue jerseys, down past the line of scrimmage, down the field. That's always a good sign when you're trying to run the football.
First down, Buffalo now at the 24. Bills looking for a tying touchdown. Clock continues to run. We're under 5 minutes to play for regulation. Linton. Pulled down from behind by Mo Lewis after a pickup of about 2. Pro Bowl linebacker Mo Lewis showing you why.
Well, Mo Lewis has really played hard today. He's been going up against Sam Gash most of the day, so that's not an easy job or an easy task, but coming from behind and having the speed at linebacker to run plays when they go away from him, to run him down from behind.
Antoine Smith now back into the backfield. Quick drop by Flutie down the sideline for Moles.
I thought he caught it. I'm sitting here getting ready to say, well, come on, Greg, say it. It's a touchdown. And, you know, again, tight coverage on the outside. Look at this throw. The ball gets in there, and Otis Smith with his right hand just flicks it out there before Eric Moles can bring it in for the completion. Watch it. His hand is in, and he flicks it out. Terrific play by Otis Smith.
So now the Bills look at 3rd and 7 from the 21. Flutie with plenty of time. Throws. Intercepted. The Jets, Victor Green, picked off the deflected ball.
Well, you know, when the game is over today, you're going to look at Doug Flutie's stats and you're going to say, wow, he really had a tough day. But he has thrown the football extremely well. And watch this throw here. He waits and waits, throws it. It should have been a catch, deflected up in the air, and an interception by the New York Jets.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. A lot of people buy Flutie Flakes because a portion of the proceeds go to help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation. So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
What? Turn the pizza around! It's stuffed crust, you eat it backwards! Hey. Carry on!
In case you forgot, you're supposed to eat stuffed crust backwards. With a ring of cheese baked right into the crust, it's the most fun you can have with the pizza. Right now, a large one topping is only $9.99. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
Would you like to work here?
I'm not housebroken.
The righteous indignation he brought to Moses and Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston now brings to a new role, president of the NRA, Sunday on 60 Minutes.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by 1010-220 and by Pizza Hut, home of the stuffed crust pizza, the most fun you can have with a pizza.
3:52 to play here in the fourth quarter. The Jets lead the Bills 17-10. Flutie's interception, the second turnover of the day for Buffalo. From the 22, Martin tries the right side. Let's go back to Victor Green's interception.
Well, let's see what happens. Victor Green comes running up. It looks like he's going to get the football, but it comes out, and that would be an incomplete pass because even though it looks like he has possession, there's no part of his body on the ground. So when you catch it like that, the ground can cause an incompletion. So Victor Green, hey, we had to see it 4 times from replay to figure it out. But
we were just discussing that very aspect of the game with Jerry Seaman.
Before the game today.
Before the game.
Yes.
2nd and 9. Testaverde going to go down the sideline and overthrows his intended receiver, Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, the Jets, you get in a tough situation. Looked like Vinny Testaverde might have hit his arm on something as he threw the ball because he's rubbing it. But you get in a tough situation like that, instead of trying to pick up the first down or a few yards, they say, what the heck, it's easier just to take the chance and throw it down the field for a big play.
Another big play on defense for the Bills here. 3rd and 9 from 8 or more yards. On 3rd down, the Jets 1 of 5. Dave Meggett into the game. Testaverde going to throw, and it's out of bounds and incomplete. Wayne Corbett on the far side of the field. And the Bills will get the football back. Just under 3 minutes to play, and they have 2 timeouts.
Well, the good news is the Jets, they got the interception. The bad news is they can't run the ball.
And they're having a whole lot of trouble punting the ball today, too.
Well, and listen, the last time Kevin Williams did a terrific job, he really moved up so that if John Kidd doesn't kick it well, it won't hit the ground and bounce for those extra yards.
Terrible kick, but it bounces, and he gets a decent roll out of it inside the 25. Oh, all the way down to the 20. Of course, time clicking off the clock as we speak. That's a 57-yard punt. Let's remind you, tomorrow on the NFL on CBS, many of you will see Steve Air McNair and Brett Favre go head-to-head as the Oilers meet the Packers. In some areas, it'll be the Chiefs visiting the Giants or the Raiders taking on the Chargers. We ask you to check your local listings for these and other regional games beginning at 12 noon Eastern Time with Jim Nantz and company on the NFL Today.
Greg, John Kidd has really struggled punting the ball with and against the wind. I think that time, just by judging the reaction of the people on the sideline, I think he did that on purpose. That's just a guess. You don't believe me, I can see, but they seemed awful excited on the sideline. Were congratulating as he went off the field.
Let's see what Doug Flutie can do with under 3 minutes to play. Plenty of time. To his right, throws, has a man across the 35-yard line, completes Eric Mould. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, the New York Jets trying something a little different. They can't find the answer. Watch. 2 guys rushing the passer. Chad Cascadden and a defensive lineman, or 2 linebackers, drop back, but Doug Flutie still able to buy some extra time, moves around and makes the throw.
This should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Going to give it to Thurman Thomas, and Thomas maybe a yard on the play as he's brought down by Anthony Pleasant. He has been the man with the magic touch here in Buffalo. Does he have a magic trick in him today? We'll be right back.
This is a message for Brian Hegarty.
You see what's at stake? The New York Jets have clinched a playoff berth. They can win the AFC East if they hold on in this last minute 59. The Bills need a victory to clinch a postseason spot. 2nd and 8 from their own 39. Flutie over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Kevin Williams.
Flutie pass intended for Kevin Williams.
You know, there's only one thing that I could say I didn't like about the Buffalo Bills game plan today. They keep throwing the ball against number 24, Ray Mickens, and look at that. He is right in position again to make the pass incomplete. On 3rd downs or anytime it's a passing situation, he is really outstanding covering a receiver anywhere on the football field.
8 or more yards. The Bills 3 out of 5 on 3rd down today. Flutie over the middle, almost intercepted by Otis Smith. And stops the clock with 1:48 to play.
Well, you know, you talk about doing different things against the defense, or an offense, I should say. The New York Jets, only 2 pass rushers, 9 guys in coverage. Otis Smith, they have double coverage on the receiver. Eric Moulds, he goes underneath and drops the interception.
Flutie, just 2 completions in his last 13 pass attempts. 4th and 8. Going to circle back around, gets a block, gets a crushing block, and is going to throw it way downfield. Incomplete. And perhaps the Jets have secured themselves their first AFC East championship.
Well, that was one of the best incomplete passes I've seen all year. I mean, that was a terrific job by Doug Flutie, just moving around and buying time. I'll tell you what really hurt him. The receivers were down the field, and they all stopped and just watched him. I don't know whether they were tired or they just didn't recognize the situation, but nobody moved to create an opportunity for where Flutie could throw the football to him.
And now Vinny Testaverde and the Jets need to run out the clock. The Bills with 2 timeouts remaining. Curtis Martin right side for a couple. And they call timeout. Stops the clock with 1:27 to be played in regulation. Now the Bills can still clinch a playoff berth this weekend. If Tennessee loses and Buffalo loses by less than 20 points, which will certainly be the case here. We remind you, coming up next year on CBS Sports, the Fighting Illini try to ambush Roy Williams and the perennial power of the Kansas Jayhawks. College basketball action next here on CBS. We are agreed in the area. This has been a terrific game. Our producer, Mark Wolf, our director, Larry Cavallina, done their usual job of excellence.
Well, they didn't mess it up. I mean, that's what they try to just don't mess it up.
That is the Phil Simms rule of thumb.
I mean, this game takes care of itself. Here it is. You can't mess up games. We try not to mess up games like this, and we didn't. Way to go, guys.
The executive producer of CBS Sports is Terry Ewert. As we said, our producer is Mark Wolf. The coordinating director of the NFL on CBS is Larry Cavallina. Running play to the right side, gets it to about the 35. The senior producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann. The NFL Today is directed by Bob Matina. The associate director of today's game is Ross Schneiderman. Our associate producers are Chris Svensson and Peter Rogaris. Broadcast associates Steve Karasik and Greg Freeman, the usual suspects.
Man, like a football team, it takes a lot of people to get this thing to work. But Buffalo Bills, you know, they're still going to get this ball back if they can stop the New York Jets on 3rd down.
I believe we had everybody on that list except Kaiser Soze. Jets are looking at 3rd and 6.
Of course, Vinny Testaverde, in situations like this, you go in the huddle. Please don't commit a penalty. Please hold on to the ball with 2 hands. And as a quarterback, when you hand it off, follow the ball carrier just in case it does come loose.
The Jets, what they're having their sights now is that number 2 playoff position in the AFC behind the Denver Broncos.
And that's so important, Greg. I mean, I've had a chance in my career to do both. And when you got to play the wild card game and then go on the road for that second game against a team that had a week off, got the rest, and is playing at home, an awful lot to overcome.
And now the Jets have called timeout. Jets are fighting the Jacksonville Jaguars for that number 2 playoff position. This will be the 11th Jet victory of the season. Jacksonville is 10-4, and they play Minnesota Sunday night.
Yeah, tough schedule for Jacksonville, going up to Minnesota and playing. Looks like it's going to be with the 3rd quarterback, Jonathan Quinn. And just a quick note, if you haven't seen Jonathan Quinn, he's big. He kind of looks like a young Vinny Testaverde. Good arm, moves around from Middle Tennessee State, and well, maybe not the best circumstances to make your NFL debut, but I'm sure he's excited about playing.
Well, if you're saying to yourself, oh, I need to go in there and get into a shootout, that might be kind of fun.
Well, it could be, but you might be in a lot of trouble against the Minnesota Vikings. But Vinny Testaverde, Bill Parcells, they call this timeout. I'm not sure what they're trying to decide, but it looks like the Jets want to do everything they can to make sure they get this first down and they don't leave Doug Flutie and the Buffalo Bills a chance or two to try to heave one into the end zone.
Now the Bills are out of timeouts. This is 3rd and 6. Play action. Testaverde throws Johnson. First down. And that will seal the victory in an AFC East title for the New York Jets. We are now at 25 seconds to play.
Well, that's something. From 1-15 2 years ago to winning the AFC title for the New York Jets. What a turnaround in such a short period of time. And, of course, some things even make Bill Parcells happy. And Mo Lewis been here with all the bad times for the New York Jets. And, boy, what a great turnaround for some of these players to be there and just have no hope. And then in such a short period of time, from 1-15 to 9-7 to winning the division title.
And that man continues to put his mark on a terrific coaching career in the National Football League.
Well, let's look what he's done with the New York Giants. His 4th year, go to the Super Bowl and win it. With the New England Patriots in his 4th year, he went to the Super Bowl, lost that one. And now with the New York Jets just in the the 2nd year. Who knows what's going to happen?
Jets on the verge of winning their 11th game of the season. Parcells, the only one of the 13 Jet head coaches to have a winning record with the Jets. And that'll do it. As the clock winds down, the Bills can still win a postseason spot depending on the Tennessee Oilers. The Jets have won the AFC East. And that's it. Bill Parcells and the Jets victorious. For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. That's it from Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo. Once again, our final score, the Jets 17 and the Bills 10. Stay tuned now for the post-game report. Jim Nantz, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, and Mike Lombardi will have highlights and all the NFL news right after these messages. A great day for the New York Jets. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The critics are raving about Patch Adams.
Hello.
It's hilarious.
There's an Imperial storage base nearby.
Nice work, Rogue Squadron.
You know, these days, lots of deodorants are talking antibacterial.
A lot of people buy Flutie Flakes because a portion of the proceeds go to help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation. So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
The address is CBS.
Welcome home!
Jack just got promoted. Again.
Again?
My reward.
Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. How are the kids?
They're good. Thank you. They're getting big. Getting big. But they're great. Did I mention Jack got promoted? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You all right?
I'm great. I'm just not happy.
For many of us, something is missing from our lives. Now there's a book that can help us all. Power for Living. Yours free by calling this toll-free number. It provides real answers to real problems by leading you toward a personal relationship with God. No obligation and no one will call. Call now for your free copy of Power for Living.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the NFL Today post-game show. Now, we are expecting a statement from the president from the Rose Garden, and CBS News and Dan Rather will have full coverage coming up for you shortly. Jim Nantz, in the meantime, along with Brent Jones, Marcus Allen, and Michael Lombardi. And the Jets have won their first division title since the 1970 merger. The Jets advancing to 11-4, and now the Bills will try it again. And tomorrow, if Green Bay defeats Tennessee, the Bills will get a wild card. After they screwed on the helmets, what happened here, Brent?
Well, Wayne Corbett makes a good outside move, comes back underneath, uses his body to shield the defender from the ball. Great touchdown catch.
Back came Flutie, however, and the Bills here.
Marcus? The reason this play works, Jim, they catch him in a blitz. Perfect play for that situation. It was sort of a Hail Mary pass by Flutie there, and he goes in for the score.
10-10 third quarter, and here's Testaverde. And you were warning us this week about Ward, Marcus.
I talked to Coach Cottrell of the Buffalo Bills, and he said that this is the one guy they were afraid of. He's had an outstanding game, caught a 36-yard touchdown pass the first time they played.
Testaverde with 2 touchdown passes, both the Jets touchdowns, Testaverde tosses, and Vinny visited with our Armin Katayan.
First of all, Vinny, congratulations. The first AFC East title in Jets history, but it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy. Our defense came to play today. It was some tough conditions, to throw the ball in today with the wind, but we played well as a team, and we came out on top.
One play broke it open, the long touchdown pass to Dedrick Ward. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a play we put in late this week, and we had some work on it. And, Dedrick ran a great route. The corner bit on the out move, and he ran the up. And I just threw it on a line, and Dedrick was patient with it, made a great catch with the ball moving in the wind, and made a great run afterwards.
4 weeks in a row for you, no interceptions, but really the big week, Pro Bowl for you. Tell us a little bit of your feelings about that.
Well, it's a great accomplishment. I think it's a reflection of all the players on our team. Offensively, there's a lot more guys that are much more deserving than I am. Kevin Mawae, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin, guys like that really deserve to go, but I'm going to go there and represent our team the best that I can.
Great job, Vinny. Thanks a lot.
Storybook year for sure for Vinny Testaverde and the Jets, and tell us one reason why it worked today.
Well, huge play by Dedrick Ward, the 71-yard touchdown, and they actually set that up early in the second quarter with an out route. You're going to see right here Dedrick Ward running the out on Donovan Greer. Donovan Greer, very aggressive, goes for the interception. The Jets were very well aware of that. You heard Vinny Testaverde talk about they put in the out and up this week. Early or late in the third quarter, you're going to see them run it here. Dedrick Ward versus Donovan Greer again, same type of play. Donovan Greer thinks it's the out again. He's looking for that interception, but Dedrick Ward turns it up. Donovan Greer nowhere to be found. The ball gets hung up in the wind. Ward makes a great adjustment to it. 71-yard touchdown. And winning in this league is all about making adjustments at halftime, guys. And the Jets made the adjustments today. One little adjustment gave them the victory.
I must send kudos to you, because at the midway point of the season, when there was a four-way tie, 4 teams at 5-3 in the AFC East, you said it would be the Jets, Jets. And you were right on. They clinched the division title. Right. And put this in perspective, Mike, just 2 years ago, before Parcells, this team was 1-15, and now they're the divisional champions.
Yeah, and the team has reflected his personality. He talks about playing smart and playing tough all the time, and that's what the Jets did today. They gave up a lot of yards. Buffalo averaged 29 points in the last 6 games before the game. Today, they gave up 10 points. Before that, they only gave up 12. Gave up a lot of yards, but they played great on defense. You got to take your hat off to Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, and the entire Jets staff.
That is a good point, Mike. The one thing about the Jets, they didn't play very well today, but they made some big plays when they had to. But it shows you they've arrived because they won in Buffalo, which is a tough place to play. And the Buffalo Bills were 6-0 under when Flutie was under center.
In fact, the Jets in the 2 games against the Bills allowed just a total of 1 touchdown. And yes, there was controversy here again. That interception in the 4th quarter with the Bills driving on a 3rd down pass play, that would have been overturned with instant replay.
Absolutely. And Brett's a UConn fan, too. Don't forget that now.
We'll continue. Live report coming up from Kansas, Illinois in just a moment.
Hey there. Now I got something here that's downright fun. My new popcorn chicken. Crunchy morsels of tender white meat. Popcorn chicken's back for a limited time. Try it, just $1.99. At KFC, we do chicken right. These days, everyone's trying to catch Nintendo's Pokémon. So catch a Pokémon beanbag for only $4.99 with any KFC meal. Catch all 4. Better hurry up. I'm starting my own collection.
Buy a Toshiba DVD player now for as low as $2.99 at Best Buy, The Good Guys, or The Wiz, and get 5 free DVD movies, plus 13 free DVD rentals from Hollywood Video or West Coast Video.
Ding dong! Hello! Champagne's not Corbel. Uh-oh, gotta go. Ding dong! Hello! The champagne's not Corbel. Uh-oh, gotta go.
Corbel, official champagne of the Millennium Celebration.
Your morning shower. Rich cleansing lather awakens while Olay moisturizers soften. It's the simple joy of being clean and feeling cared for. But feeling is believing, so prove it to yourself with Olay moisturizing body wash.
That's a Nike Total Air Pillar. It's what they call a power cross training shoe designed for athletes like Charles Woodson who have a more aggressive training regimen. You want to see how they feel? Sure. Charles. How'd that feel? Good. You got that in 10.5?
For every action, there's foot action.
The paper that tells the future gets shredded, and one man must piece together the clues to stop another school shooting.
I don't have time for joking around here. Someone's gonna be shot.
Early edition, CBS Tonight.
All right, welcome back to the NFL Today postgame show. Now, coming up shortly, NCAA college basketball action. The Fighting Illini meet number 11 Kansas, and our Sean McDonough and Billy Packer are at Kemper Arena to set the stage for you now. Let's go there.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon, everyone. From chilly Kansas City, the temperature outside is in the 20s. Inside, Illinois and Kansas getting ready to meet for just the 2nd time ever. We are delighted to have you with us. Certainly this is a reloading year for these 2 proud programs. Kansas is 7-2, as is Illinois. One of the 2 Jayhawk losses to Iowa at home a couple of